Party people in the place to be, live from 58 Dream Street. We're Jameson with Games. Happy Sunday, folks. Uh, yes, Sunday is the day that it is. Looking to be a very hot day in our fair city as I get started here in the late morning. Blessedly, though, all the windows in our unit. It's not ideal to have only windows on one side for various reasons, like airflow and stuff. But Cedric, excellent. I realized that it's not a significant time slot change, but I was hoping that bumping a little earlier would at least free you up to say hello. So glad to see you. Yeah, all my windows face directly east, so real hot mornings in the summer, and then the sun just leaves us behind. Of course, later in the day, I'll probably go outside into the sun. So, what do you got to do? It's summer. Okay, so here we are. I want to get started fairly quickly. Is that true? No. I mean, I want to get started fast enough that Cedric has to see some of it before he's got to run. But I felt like I had something else I was going to talk about. No. No. Okay. No. It's not worth saying out loud. I thought of a very stupid name for the second episode of my Getsu Fumaden playthrough. And so I'm pretty excited for that this week. But here we are. Hail British. So today we are going to play The Colonel's Bequest, a Laura Bow mystery by Roberta Williams, who is, of course, as the box says, the designer of the King's Quest series. So I'm pretty excited for this. I'm not going in as blind as I would, whenever possible. I would love to, like, my habit with all forms of art. You know, I hear about a movie that's coming out and I think it sounds cool. At the moment in reading about it for the first time where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see this, I try to just stop, go see it, and then read everything everybody says about it. Here, I have read 2 full accounts of complete playthroughs of this game by the Trickster, formerly of the Adventurers Guild blog, and by Jason Dyer of the All the Adventures Project at his blog Renga in Blue, which is for adventure game fans. Those are both excellent blogs if you just like to read what people think as they play through adventure games. Jason Dyer in particular, the All the Adventures Project, he did 5 out of chronology games, which included this one. But what he's actually trying to do is a complete survey of adventure games. So he's been doing this blog for, I think, like a decade at least. And he's just started in 1983. So he's had games with graphics, but not games where you even move the graphics around yet. But those were both a few years ago when I read those. And then eventually I realized this is the thing I want to do. So I pointedly not reread them or read anything new. And I think I've forgotten enough to get a pretty fresh experience here. So the gimmick with this game, there's a few things going on. One is that it is set in the 1920s, and it is adopting the sort of, the Agatha Christie mystery style. In fact, the plot is heavily inspired, it would seem, by an Agatha Christie novel whose name we don't say here, or at least whose original title we don't say, that was later renamed and then renamed again because they didn't quite on the first try. And now it's called And Then There Were None. So it's got the 1920s milieu. The other big gimmick is that it is not a pure adventure game, but an experiment. Even as I'm saying this, I'm remembering one thing I forgot to do for setup, but it won't take long. Don't worry. Just going to Google Sheets, starting a new blank spreadsheet called The Colonel's Bequest. Gonna have to take some notes in this. So instead of a pure adventure game, this is a hybrid of the Sierra AGI style adventure games. Is it AGI? It might be SCI. I guess we'll have a clear sense when I fire it up. In a moment. And it's hybridizing adventure gameplay with a more interactive fiction approach. So the game is set over a precisely defined period of time, which does not proceed in real time, I don't think, judging from what I read in the manual. But that every now and then a gong will sound, a clock will sound to show that we've advanced an hour. And that's how we will know that we're progressing through time in the game. And what all of the other NPCs do, because it's a character-heavy game, uses the Quest for Glory 2 conversation style. Tell blank about or ask blank about. They're going to do what they're going to do, and they don't care what I do. And if I just bumble around accomplishing only enough to advance time, we'll get through the whole story. And if I do masterfully and learn all the secrets of the different characters and the secrets of the mansion, of the Colonel's mansion and whatever, the story will just proceed. I am there, but it's not a universe built around the Laura Bow character. One moment. Glance up. Just getting blue sky notifications. Okay. So there. I think that's the ado. Actually, one last thing. For paratexts here. Damn it, I just set this hotkey up and it's not working. I'm gonna go double check. Did my hotkeys just disappear? Nope. Claims it's there. Oh, I see what happened. There it is. The hotkey's working. I was just I had it, the PDF minimized so it won't show. But we have a manual which starts with this sort of interest, gives us cast characters, including Laura Bow, the Colonel in question, 10 other people, 10 little characters, and 3 animals, Polly the parrot. I certainly suspect, perhaps after we give her a cracker, that Polly is going to be revealing something that other people have said. Then this bizarre, it looks like it's just going to be the scenes at the start of the game, but they just write it out like a play. Then you get all the way down to a technical manual. Okay, cool. I don't know what the state of the copy protection in the game is going to be in its current downloaded from GOG form, but I'm guessing these fingerprints were that. And that they came in some kind of form, maybe like a big sheet or something, just chopped up into squares in this PDF. And then we have a map of the island plantation. Yeah. I don't know how much we're going to get involved with the problematic history and cultural aspects here. But this is a Southern colonel. Although his biography, he served with distinction, I believe, in the Spanish-American War. So, no word on his role in perhaps the war where we'd really like to not have a character representing. Who knows? But we have a map. Cool. Let's play the Colonel's Bequest. Launching in the Scum VM emulator. Yeah, it is the SCI engine, which I can say for certain from a technical perspective. Oh, the game isn't being captured. What's up with that? Ah, I see. Looks like I was cleaning up the frames here. Oops, wrong thing. Wrong thing. I was cleaning up my... Okay, you know what? Given that something's scrolling by, I will stop the game and fix my oversight. I was cleaning up my stream frames. Yep. And Looks like I got a bit too clean and deleted the one that captures the emulator window. Because I had really, before I got more serious about trying to produce streams that are okay, at least keeping track of things, organizing my stuff better. Before all that, boom, capturing. Why does it not have... There, at long last, it has let me capture the game. Oh, good. It wasn't scrolling through anything without me. It was just asking me to complete the copyright protection. Using your magnifying glass in the back of the map enclosed in your Colonel's Bequest box, well, now we know the exact physical nature of the fingerprint sheet, please identify the following fingerprint. Okay, well, let's take a look. I'm gonna have to, there. Bring this up. Okay. So this isn't optimal for anyone at home to follow along and help me identify the fingerprint, but that's okay. I will just find it. No. So, distressingly, no, surely at some point, there it is. Ethel Prune. Doesn't help the extremely pale printing, but that's a match, right? Look at that. Boom. Just look at the top there. Take a quick glance. They do? What do I... Okay, do I have to like go to their website or something? Because like this I downloaded this. The curtain is about to go up. Please be seated. If you previously attended a performance of the Colonel's Bequest, no. Really? I'll have to look more closely. I'm getting by for now, but it's not optimal. All right. The Colonel signs his will. And then a bloody dagger sticks into it, but I think this is just mood setting. I think the Colonel is alive at the start of this. Ooh. Evocative. Oh. Hold on, how's the, Oh, I did successfully adjust the levels. So we get to meet our cast. Celie, Fifi, and Jeeves. The other Dijons, Rudy, Gertie, and Gloria. The Prunes, Lillian and Ethel. The confidants of the Colonel, Dr. Wilbur C. Fields and Clarence Sparrow. And starring our ingenue, journalism student, Laura Bowe. Alright, so far, fucking great music. Here we are, 1925, a university in Louisiana. Am I supposed to be doing anything? I don't think so. I think I'm supposed to just wait for this flapper. Nope. I mean, for a flapper, for sure. I already read the play version of this. I know the flapper character. There we go. This is Ethel, right? Hey, Laura. Want to come with me this weekend to my Uncle Henry's estate? He's having a family reunion of some sort. You can come with me. I don't know. I have studying to do. Oh, come on. It'll be a scream. It's such a creepy old place. You might find it interesting. Okay, count me in. So I can confirm that the play script dialogue in the manual kind of fleshes this out a little. 2 nights later. This is just a terrific intro so far. Why does he gotta stand like he's Charon? Is it not foreboding enough that all the trees in this swamp are dead? In this bayou? Apologies in advance for any of my accent work here. I'm certainly not going to be doing well differentiated southern accents. But I will try my best to be respectful. Well, here, Laura. All right, well, I can already say, Douglas Herring, you've done good work. Well, what do you think? What do you think, Laura? You gonna say something? Looks interesting, all right. Wait till you meet the family. Also, good work, Ken Allen. Yes. Jeeves, don't you remember me? I'm Lillian. Oh, yes. Everyone else has already arrived. They're just sitting down for dinner. I don't know, please come in and join them. Even if a character is clearly supposed to have a Cajun accent today, I'm probably not even going to attempt it. But if a character reveals themselves to have a Cajun accent, maybe I'll run some tape. During dinner. I'm glad you are all here. I'm sure you're wondering why I sent for y'all. I know this is Kentucky, but come on, he's Colonel. As you know, I'm a very wealthy man. I've invested my money wisely and have put away almost every dime. However, my end is near, and I have decided to bequeath my millions to each of you sitting at the table. Except Laura, right? Except, of course, Lillian's friend Laura. Anyway, as I've said, you're all inheriting my money, and you will inherit equally when I go. If any of you should die before I do, then your share will be distributed equally to the surviving parties. Great plan, Colonel. I'm tired, Fifi. Help me back to my room. Good night, all. As far as terrible ways to structure a will, can you believe that? The old goat. I'm surprised he didn't try to take it with him. Such an old skinflint. I don't think you deserve any money. Oh, speak for yourself. How much do you think he's got? Well, I know what I'm going to do with my share. Your share? I bet the old codger outlives you. Well, I wonder how sick he is. You think he's going to go soon? I've had enough of this. Laura and I will retire to our room now. I was not making any effort to assign those lines to characters, even though I could see their mouths moving. Yeah, as far as ways to structure your will, Act 1. Midnight. Do, do. Boom, 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 boom. How did this become the, like, standard song? That like a chiming clock will make on the hour. Not like every clock makes that sound on the hour. This is the guest room you share with Lillian. Though a bit tired looking, seems comfortable enough. Laura, dear, please excuse me. I'm going to go freshen up in the bathroom. Why don't you explore the estate a little bit? And I believe that's exactly what I will do after. Something doesn't feel right. Everybody's acting too strange, even Lillian. What would Daddy do in a situation like this? Honey, if things don't feel right, they probably aren't. Observe the situation closely, yet be unobtrusive. Explore your surroundings quietly and carefully. Try to question the others without raising suspicion. Notice small details. Take lots of notes. And above all, be careful. That's up there pretty close to in Dark Souls 1. We have a saying in my family. When thou art in Lordran, seek one bell high up and well. This doesn't sound like boilerplate advice that just what Father always said. But okay, here we are. Oh, I'm not in control yet. Since you never go anywhere without your trusty notebook and pencil, you go to your suitcase, open it, and remove those two items. Yes, your father's right. Observing the situation and taking notes would be a good idea. At this point, if it was possible to have a PC elbow you in the ribs. That's true. That is true. Like, I bet it's a fact. Like, this is something that he would say in this situation, but like presented as though like it's a direct quote that he said to her before. Am I free? Yes, we are. Beginning of Act 1. I might. Okay. Right now, I'm planning to take notes in a spreadsheet. We'll see if I'm like taking too many notes. I'm getting frustrated. Look around. This is the guest room you share with Lillian. A little bit tired looking. Seems comfortable enough. No, I don't want to enter the input 4. Get out of here. Toggle the numlock. Boom. 8 directional movement with the numpad. All the better. You won't often hear me specifically calling out Microsoft products for praise unless I'm talking about the Microsoft Sculpt ergonomic keyboard and mouse set, which comes with a separate numpad. And so I can have my numpad over here for my left hand, which is, for me, much more the moving a character around. All I have in my inventory is a notebook and pencil. If I say look at notebook, I just see it. Okay. She has a notebook. Should I go through Lillian's luggage right away? Look at bed. There's a suitcase lying on each bed. Look at suitcase. Your suitcase lies on the bed to the left of the doorway, while Lillian's lies on the bed to the right. Look at Lillian's suitcase. Anyway, as far as like a terrible design for a will that is just trying to cause your descendants to murder each other, what Uncle Henry has done is not as bad as a literal tontine, but I don't know that there's another like a worse option between the Colonel's Bequest and a tontine for just dooming everybody to murdering each other. No, okay. One last try. Lillian's suitcase is locked. Okay, at least it understood that I was trying to snoop. Looks like we have an old portrait. Above the fireplace, you notice a picture of Colonel Dijon in his younger, more vital days. On the opposite wall, you also see a picture of a little girl. Funny, the little girl's eyes have a strange, hollow look to them. So, wait, what did it just say? One sec. Where is the opposite wall? So, like, down here. All right, taking a note. Because I wasn't born yesterday. You could spy through that portrait. Spy on Laura Lillian's bedroom through portrait of little girl? Can I specifically look at the girl portrait? No. Okay. What's in these drawers? There's nothing of interest in the dresser. Go fig. Okay. Well, is there the remnants of a burnt up note in the fireplace? It'd be foolish, I suppose, to not always check. Peer into the fireplace, but nothing catches your interest. Okay. The colonel in his younger, more vital days. He's wearing a brown uniform. It's hard to escape. It's the 1920s, and this is a very old man. No. You know what? No. He almost certainly did not fight in the Civil War. Unless he's like 100. Wait. If he's 80 in the 1920s, then he was born in 1840. Oh dear. Okay, fine. Well, you know what? He'll be dead soon. Let's explore. Looks as if this might have been a nursery at one time. Now it's been converted into a makeshift guest room with Ethel as its current guest. Okay. Out of curiosity, I'm just going to look at the map for a moment. Okay, so this is a map of the grounds. It is not a map of the manor. Perhaps I should make one in my spreadsheet. Mansion map. Okay. Can I resize all these cells conveniently all at once? Well, no, it's a two-step. Resize these rows. Let's make them... Sorry, this is bad content. Columns are 100 pixels wide, so just make the rows 100 pixels tall, and you have a grid. Size rows, 100 pixels. Laura Lillian. I'll put borders top and bottom of that. Then right next door, Ethel. Oh, come on. There. Which looks like it's a closed thing. And then right below Laura and Lillian's room, I will put spy spot. Okay, here we are. Look around. Get the details. Looks as if this might have been a... Okay, yes. Laura is an intrepid journalism student. She looks around by default when she enters a room. Look at Ethel. Ethel is a stylishly dressed, overly made up older woman. Many years of hard drinking have taken their toll on her, as her face is puffy and red, and her skin is wrinkled prematurely. She always seems to have a drink in her hand. You've never met her before, but Ethel is your friend Lillian's mother. Can I just talk to her without specifying a topic? Where is Lillian, Laura? I'd like to speak with her. She went to freshen up in the bathroom. She'll be right back. Okay. Look at the shelves. Toys, because it was a nursery before. Is this a dollhouse over here? It's a wonderful old dollhouse. You better leave it alone. I've been encouraged not to act suspicious in front of people, so I guess I shouldn't go through the drawers and stuff while Ethel's here. I suppose I'll also start an Act 1 sheet. And at the very least, make columns to note character and location. Ethel is in Ethel's room during Act 1. Very deliberately paced start here. On my... Oh! Lillian's back. Is something going to happen? Yes. Okay, we're in a whole scene. Hello, girls. Looks like you are all settled in. Oh, I'm back in control. Listen. You listen intently. Listen to Ethel. They're not saying anything particularly interesting. Does Lillian see? Well, yeah. Your friend, Lillian Prune, is a rebellious flapper. Like you, she's 20 years old. But unlike you, she's been known to hang out in speakeasies, smoke, and run around with several young men. She's assertive and outgoing to the point of obnoxiousness. But underneath it all, you believe her to be a lonely, insecure girl. Okay. Ethel's room to Lillian's room. You like my new outfit, Lil? Not particularly, Mother. Okay, cool. This is the back upstairs hallway of the mansion. If I look around, do I get exactly that? I sure do. Okay. Learn a lesson. Let's look at these statues. 2 Greek statues guard both sides of the bathroom door. Okay, so that's the bathroom. Look at cat statues. No, look at cats. Beautiful porcelain cat. Sits elegantly on a marble pedestal. I mean, there's 2, aren't there? I guess not. Look in cupboard. Nothing important in there. I appreciate that it had an animation, even for no result. Nothing important in there. Yeah. Nothing of interest in the dresser. But are you sure? Yeah. Not even an animation. But what if I stand next to the other one? Yeah, by the point that your cat has no eyes, turns solid blue. I mean, really, we should have been to the vet by now. Let's go in the bathroom. Oh, hey, I didn't even have to type open door. A modern bathroom has been installed in this old house. Good. Locked and loaded. Then I'll bring it back with the space bar. Nothing you need inside the linen cabinet. Okay. Look in mirror. Can we find out what Laura thinks of her own appearance? You gaze into the mirror and appraise your appearance. A bit disheveled, perhaps, but not bad considering the circumstances. It's muggy. You know, she was traveling. Can I freshen up? No. Maybe, but wait. This definitely feels like a game where I should be looking out windows. As it's dark outside, it's difficult to see out the windows. Okay, fine. Map. Hold on. Hallway. Bathroom. So I'm assuming when I walk down that those. Okay. This is the front upstairs hallway of the plantation house. Second level. A grand staircase leads down to the lower level. And obviously also a staircase leads up. Hallway / stairs I'll put here. Then it's complicated to know how to map this because there are 2 staircases going down, 1 going up, 2 doors to left and right, and then another door on the front there. So for now, I'll just stop. And I'm going to go directly into here. This appears to be another guest room that Rudy and Clarence are sharing. Rudy, Clarence. But also, is this a spot where we can spy? Maybe, maybe not. I can think of a couple of possibilities. Well, more than a couple, but probably more than a couple. But 2 that immediately jump to mind are this is like, yeah, get up on the bed, peer through that portrait, or that there's back in the hallway, or maybe in this room somewhere, there's a secret way to get inside the wall. Well, let's look at the portrait right away. You notice an interesting picture of a woman and child. Oddly, the woman's eyes have a strange, faraway look in them. I think odds are better, actually, that there's a way to get inside the wall and look out of both than that it's just like a 2-way spy hole. But hold on. Can I stand on the dresser? Not understood. Okay. Look in the eyes. Okay. They have a strange, faraway look in them. Fair enough. Look at lamps. All I see are kerosene lamps. Seems as if the colonel is too cheap to put in electric lights. Or maybe he just likes the old ways, Laura. Jeez. Getting pretty judgy pretty quick. Not even 100% sure that Laura is supposed to be Southern. So maybe I'm doing her voice all wrong. And I've been told not to try to avoid suspicion. Plain old dresser. You know what? In the interest of, I've been told to not be suspicious. Let me go back out here for a moment. Right. It's on, yeah, it's on an island. He's a very old man. This is a cozy guest room, which Gloria and Gertie are sharing. This might turn out, just based on the way it's structured, this might be a game that I wind up playing more than once, as just to have a proper playthrough. Like I play once and I'm like, oh man, wow, what could I have missed? And then go back and try again. Does the horse have a... You've never seen a horse with such sad, dead eyes. There's a portrait of a magnificent palomino on the wall. Could it be the Colonel's horse in better days? Funny. Horse seems to have a strange, vacant stare. Yep. Okay. So, yes. This creepy old Southern Gothic mansion where everyone's going to get murdered. Spoiler. Um, is definitely set up. Hold on. Can I move the cabinet? Not close enough. I disagree. But did it just mean that I need to be on this side? You pull on the armoire. Surprise! You find that the whole armoire opens to reveal a secret door. You have found a small hidden room in the house. Heck yeah, I have. Look at door. There's a door. You see two secret panels, one in each wall. So we can enter each room, but also... Whoops. What the heck, Laura? I'm trying to get you to stop up there. Oh, I see. She automatically takes the stairs. Look through horse? See nothing special. I don't know what the other portrait is. I don't think it's going to recognize other either. So let's just see what's over here. Look through hole. You're not close enough. I disagree. Unless it's talking about a different hole. Look at hole. See nothing special. Okay, good. Laura's a smart girl. She shuts the door behind her. Let's see if there's anything interesting. Oh, right. Got to stand in front of it. Oh, damn it. And then I typed an A, so I can't summon my... Keep using... forgetting to move my left hand from the typing to the moving. Move cabinet. An identical, symmetrical secret door. Fun. Now maybe I'll want to use the panels at some point, but... Look through girl. You don't see anyone. Look through woman. You don't see anyone. Yes. Okay. I'm definitely facing up. What picture? You don't see any pictures. Look through girl. Now that I'm looking up. You don't see anyone. But I do. Shouldn't I? Or do they move? I guess they're allowed to. No, they're here. If you ask me, I don't think she has any. Oh, hello, dear. Say hello. You don't get any response. Look at portrait. Little girl? I'm having a parser issue here. Look into Laura's room? Can't do that. But I should be able to, shouldn't I? Look at the little girl portrait. Listen. You listen intently. Okay. Let's say interesting for now. Mildly frustrating that I'm not able to put together how to look into the room where I know there are two people and see them. This elegant room must be the Colonel's. You notice there's an elevator here. Here's the Colonel's bedroom. Well, hey, good for me. Pardon, Henri. I got the lipstick on you. Uh-huh. Talk to Colonel. I bet he does not give a shit about Laura. What are you doing in my room, young lady? I say. Yes, you're right. That is inappropriate. Also, the act advanced, and I've really done nothing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it back. I haven't picked anything up. I haven't achieved anything I can't easily reproduce. Talk to Ethel. Where is Lillian, Laura? I'd like to speak with her. She went to freshen up in the bathroom. She'll be right back. Curious here. All right. There's some real-time component. Or how many different things have you typed in that did something or something? Because on the first go, I went over, I spoke to Ethel, I came back in here, and Lillian returned from the bathroom. Look at the portrait. Strange hollow eyes. Look in the fireplace. There's nothing. I already know that. I head out here. It's the back upstairs hallway of the mansion. And can I not go in the bathroom because Lillian's there? Au contraire. I can just barge in on Lillian in the bathroom. Hi, Laura. I'm feeling better now. That ride through the bayou had me plumb frazzled. If you need to freshen up, too, I'll be done in just a bit. Well, yes, I'm not going to hang out in here with you. It's kind of weird. Okay, let's try this then. In fairness to your child self, Cedric, you were probably not nearly as primed as I was to immediately be like, oh yeah, these are spy portraits. Oh, there's one in both rooms. There must be a secret passage. Can I look through the eyes? Try facing either set. Okay, here we go. We're going to Act 2. Okay, so this is the Act 2 trigger. Is just seeing them. But we'll press the S key to skip it. Oh, mon ami. I find it difficult to refuse you. I'm so attracted to you. Not Cajun. Well, I was quite a blade in my younger days. Oh la la, I can tell, Henri, I can tell. Ah, Fifi, my dear, I do appreciate you, but you'd better leave now before we're noticed. If you'll say so, Henri. Au revoir, mon chéri. All right, well, Act 1, Fifi. Getting fresh with Colonel. Witnessing triggers Act 2. Nice. That's a good sibling experience. Playing a game like this. Figuring out. Ah, that's sweet. I bet that if me and my sister had access to adventure games on a computer when we were kids, that might have been the kind of game we wound up playing together. My sister's extremely competitive, so most versus games, just I was going to beat her brains out, so it was not going to be fun for her. Now, should I have done more in Act One? There's no way to know. This time, I'm going to proceed within this act. And let's see if anything's different here. Okay. They're still here at the start of Act Two. If you ask me, I don't think she has any. Talking with somebody's manners or something. Ethel and Lillian talking in Lillian's room. I am definitely digging this game, even though so far, I guess there's been a puzzle. It was not that hard to solve. But it's just it's cool. I, oh, that actually, thank you, Cedric. That makes more sense. Because I remember literally reading that in the manual. Uh, pardon me, folks. Danielle's the calling. I'll be right back with you. Okay. Uh, Danielle went out shopping, forgot her debit card. I have to go grab it and then run down and meet her. So I bet I'll be back in 2.5 minutes. Hang tight, gang. And we're back. Okay. 15 minutes into Act 1. Reminds me. Witnessing, instead of witnessing triggers Act 2, should have said witnessing Fifi and the Colonel advances the clock. Then, let's go through this secret door. I understand how the portrait system works now. Let's spy on my friend. Gertie isn't deserving of any of Henry's money. Why, she's not even a blood relative. What are you going to do about it, Mother? Well, I can certainly talk to Henry about her and those two brats of hers. Well, you never change, do you, Mother? Never mind, Lillian. You and I will never agree on anything. She has a drink. She always has a drink. An eminently poisonable drink, perhaps? I don't know. That's not me remembering a spoiler. That's me having introductory level familiarity with tropes. Let's see what's in this closet. I assume this is a closet. Or maybe it's locked. Who knows? No, it's opened. Openable. It's just an empty closet. Perhaps a closet that will one day be used to hide a... One day. Later today, later this evening, be used to hide a body. I'll go upstairs first. It's probably an attic or something. Get the sense this isn't that big of a mansion. Not least because it's... I don't know. It's not merely an attic. Okay. That's the second floor. Over here, third floor. This one seems fairly simple. There's a landing. And 2 doors. Let's check them out. Go through the open door first. We're going into a room with an A-frame wall. Yeah. This must be Fifi's room. Although her room is in the attic, she has fixed it up nicely. Fifi's room. What can we find out about this ne'er-do-well, potential ne'er-do-well Fifi? Has she been listening to a phonograph about how to seduce and murder an aging millionaire? Fifi must enjoy listening to music, as you see a Victrola in the back corner of the room. Can I specify look at Victrola? No. Look at sofa. Most of the sofas look very old, dusty, and uncomfortable. All right, we're going through the servants' stuff. I like the way they did this room, where it's not even a screen change. It's just, the disappearance of the exterior of the building. Look in the cabinet. There's nothing there for you. Yeah, I know. Look at the bed. Beds are old and lumpy. Oh, well. You're not going to be doing much sleeping tonight anyway. But how and why do you know that right now, Laura? Look at the vanity. Fifi has a little vanity by the bed. Sure, okay. Obviously, finding lots of objects everywhere is less a part of this game. I'm sure there'll be objects. Door's locked from the other side. Oh ho. Well, wait. Won't work. It won't work. Now, is that just a generic you can't do this message? Or will it not work? Because later I can use a newspaper and like a golf pencil or something. Probably not a golf pencil. To poke a key out of the lock. Uh-oh. Look at the chandelier. A huge crystal chandelier hangs precariously above the downstairs foyer. Let's go downstairs. This is the front downstairs hallway of the big house. A grand stairway leads upstairs. And it is grand. Perspective is kind of wacky on this particular screen. But it still looks cool. Okay. I'm going to move everything over in this map. So that I can have the first floor appear at the leftmost point. Very nice. And I will say, okay. Hallway / landing right here. And it looks like probably we can go in every direction from here. Okay. Down the stairs. Wasting no time looking at the armor. A very old suit of armor, with one gloved hand holding a battle axe, stands beside the stairway. Though it's well polished, all of its joints are completely rusted. So that does kind of suggest that no, I'm not going to pull on the axe and reveal a secret. Nope. We got a nice close-up of the armor. Not sure what that means. Looks like we have 2 doors we can go into down here, so I might as well. You've entered the parlor of the old mansion. So we should be able to pick up a couple gems in here. Against the back wall, you notice a sculpted marble bar. And in the corner, a parrot swings from its bird stand. Time is advanced. That old biddy. She's half sloshed most of the time. Shh. Here's that young friend of Lillian's. Okay, first of all, got weird eyes in this portrait. Fuck yes, we do. So, the Colonel's some kind of creepy old jerk. Because he designed his, like this mansion was built to allow spying in every room. And yet, technically, when the secret entrance to each spy area is a large cabinet in an open hallway that you have to like physically pull aside, does seem like there's a high risk of getting caught. Look at the woman. Gertrude Dijon is the Colonel's widowed sister-in-law. She obviously is a bit behind the times. She looks like she's just stepped out of the gay 90s. Bit of a snob. She walks around with her nose up in the air, has an annoying habit of constantly playing with her many strands of pearls. Look at the man. Clarence Sparrow. He's a dapper-looking man in his late 40s. From what you've gleaned, he's been the Colonel's attorney for some time. Seems to know the rest of the group as well. His manner is a bit on the curt side. You can sense a bit of sneakiness here. Say hello. You don't get any response. Talk to Gertrude. Please leave us be, Laura. Okay, hold on. Jerks. I'll leave you be. Talk to Parrot. The parrot cocks its head quizzically. Listen to the parrot. You listen. Ah. Look at the parrot. Can we get a nice portrait and learn about Polly? No. Colorful parrot. Swings happily on its perch. Okay. I guess I should look at the statue, as long as I'm here. Look at the statue. A marble statue of a lovely Greek maiden stands in the corner. Very good, very good. Oh, wait, hold on. The thing that I should wisely do. Colonel is in the Colonel's room. Gertrude and Clarence are in the parlor with each other. You found the Colonel's billiard room. Funny. He doesn't seem to be the kind of guy who would enjoy playing billiards, listening to records on the Victrola or the player piano. Oh, I don't know about that. And what about in his youth? So I'm getting the sense that Act 1 is the literal, make a map of the mansion and meet the main, the characters. Uncle Henry's a strange old coot. He quiet. Not alone anymore. Look at the man. Seems that Henri Dijon is Gloria's Swan Song's brother and Gertie's son. You surmise that Swan Song must be Gloria's stage name. Rudy's a handsome man, and any woman would be attracted to him. He does have that kind of, that's a look of the era that, sure, I can believe a lot of women would be attracted to him, but you sense an undercurrent of hostility in Rudy, a sense he should not be crossed. Well, let's look at the woman. Gloria Swansong. Beautiful platinum blonde. Exactly. But not like a... Wait, hold on. Before I embarrass myself here, I have to just... Yeah. Not a... It happened one night, heart of gold kind of. Hey, David Alexander! Happy Sunday! She seems so glamorous with a long feather boa, stunning jewels, and lovely gown. You've been told she's a successful actress in Hollywood, though you've never heard of her. Let me guess. My sister and I are talking. Do you mind? Yeah, I get the idea here. Hold on, look at the piano. It's just a piano. Have you played this before, David? The Colonel's Bequest. This is the back downstairs hallway of the house. Double French doors lead out back. Back hallway. Rudy, Gloria are in the billiards room with each other. Nice. I am really digging it so far. And I'm very happy to say, because I've read 2 full accounts of playthroughs of this game, but it was years ago. And then when I realized I want to play them, I've done my very best to just let it drift out of mind. All right, well. Move the clock. You pull the grandfather clock and, to your surprise, find that the whole clock opens to reveal a secret door. You shouldn't be that surprised, Laura. At this point, I notice there's no puzzle points in this game. but I certainly would have earned some. Maybe not even for the third one. Maybe at that point they'd be like, "Hey, we get it." What a skinflint Uncle Henry is. Man, what I could do with his dough. How rich is he, darling? Don't know for sure. At least a couple mil. If he's so rich, why doesn't he keep this place up better? It's such a dump. The old miser wouldn't part with a penny if he could help it. Wonder if Fifi's getting any of his money, though. I bet she's trying to anyway. Why, she practically has him round her little finger, darling. It's disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, what are you going to do about Clarence? Oh, him. I've decided to break up with Clarence. I have a new beau, director no less. He's such a doll. Clarence isn't going to like it when you break it off. I don't trust him at all, the snake. Oh, darling, that reminds me. Remember that little medical problem I had? I don't trust Wilbur to keep it quiet. Could ruin my career if I got out. I gotta talk to him. You do that, my dear sister. As for me, I'm gonna retire to my room for a while. Kiss, kiss. Okay. More notes definitely need to be taken on that. The other ones I kind of felt just like, okay, yeah, whatever. You know, they're mad about the deal with the will. This feels significant. Gloria, secret illness that could ruin her career. Wait just a second. Yeah. Must talk to Dr. Wilbur. Wants to break things off with Clarence. Meanwhile, whilst Rudy retires to his room after talk with Gloria. Perhaps I'll go a spying on her. Him, I mean. It's good mood setting so far. You can't. It doesn't move. Oh, wait, because I meant to say move mirror. You push on the oval mirror and, to your astonishment, find the mirror opens to reveal a secret door. Great little, whoa, the plot thickens discovery music cue. Look through the eyes. I've offered her a fair deal many times for her property along the river, but the old bidder won't sell. Soon she's going to force me to take in some sort of action. What could you possibly want with that swampy land anyway? It's no good for anybody. Little do you know, Gertie, my dear. Let's just say I happen to know it's worth a great deal, and I have several rich potential investors who would back me up on any plan to develop it. Well, tell me. I've said too much already. You'll probably go and blab everything to Ethel. Of all the nerve. Well, if I were Ethel, I wouldn't sell you any land either. You're no better than a low-down snake in the grass. I don't know what my daughter sees in you. My affair with Gloria is none of your Besides, she doesn't care what you think. You're trying to exploit my daughter just like you exploit everyone else. Well, I've got the goods on you, mister. I know about your little racehorse scam. If you don't watch your little P's and Q's, I'll tell everyone about it. Try it, lady. I've had enough of this. Okay. Clarence is running a racehorse scam. Absolutely. Very, very good aesthetics so far in terms of like mood setting. We are in the 1920s, but we're not in the 1920s. We are in a 1920s murder mystery for sure. That is specifically where we are located. Where and when. Clarence is running a racehorse scam and trying to get Ethel? Fuck. Was it Ethel that he's trying to get to sell him? The land? Anyway. So the next thing will be, maybe after this act concludes, finding out, like, to what extent can I talk to any of these people about the stuff that I'm finding out? This is a very elegant dining room. Looks like the Colonel has some class after all. Dining room, which has a door, presumably through to the kitchen. Look at the mirror. See a dusty old mirror hanging on the wall. There's a trophy. Or not. That certainly looks like... maybe it's an urn. It's a lovely piece, isn't it? Yes. So probably a Grecian urn. Nothing of interest in the hutch. Because Laura's not here to steal the china. This old house has a nice big kitchen. Okay. I'm going to put walls, like solid lines on my map for the top and bottom. But then a dotted line no, it didn't work. Try it again. Broken line here. Thank you. Because it looks like there is an external entrance. Nice big kitchen. Right now, you see Celie washing the dinner dishes while Beauregard has found a warm spot by the stove. There's an ice box, but I believe that's a proper ice box. Seems like it would be hard to have an old style ice box, again, on an island in the bayou. It's your average run-of-the-mill ice box. Well, can we get a cold one? Or find a severed head? Ah! A leftover soup bone. As it might come in handy. How? Why? It's an adventure game. You grab it, take it with you. Very good. Maybe I can earn Beauregard's respect at some point. Fuck. How do you spell Beauregard? Excuse me. Oh, just no E at the end. I guess I bet the game would accept dog. Beauregard appears to be a very old and lazy bloodhound. His loose skin hangs and folds. Noted. And his long ears almost drag the ground. You sense the Beauregard must be the Colonel's beloved dog. Is that a sense that you get? Okay. Maybe at some point I will win Beauregard over with the bone and he'll find something like Lassie. Celie is the Colonel's cook. She's an overweight black lady who, on the surface, seems to be distant and unfriendly. However, you sense that she is probably a very nice person, just minding her own business. I would just as soon they had spelled the word business not like that. You have heard that Celie practices voodoo, and you wonder about this. All right. I gotta get these dishes done before the Colonel get mad. Go on with you now. Okay. It could have been worse. That could be worse. The dialect could be worse. Let the record show. It, there's still time for it to get worse. But that wasn't as bad as I might have feared. I can't remember what online magazine or whatever I read it on. I'll have to look it up sometime and share it in the Discord. But I read a long form article about the makers of the Oregon Trail trying to apply the Oregon Trail format to an educational game about the Underground Railroad. And one thing they did was fully commit to getting dialect. And oh my goodness, the whole thing sounds like so well intentioned and awfully missing of the mark. This must be the library. See many books, various and sundry topics displayed in the bookcase, tucked into one wall. You notice an elevator shaft. Would you like a drink? No, thank you. Is that the Colonel? No. Some other old man. Of course. Dr. Wilbur C. Fields is a pudgy man in his mid-50s. Seems to be a nervous type, sweats profusely. You wonder about his medical practices, and if he ever samples his own wares. You gather he's been the Colonel's personal physician for many years. Talk to Wilbur. Oh, so you're Lillian's friend. Laura, is it? You look very nice, Laura. Very nice indeed. Dirty old man. For shame. Yeah, geez, he's gross. Well, does he lack ethics enough that we can just learn Gloria's secrets? Gloria's a beautiful girl. Desirable girl. She was a patient of mine once, though I haven't seen her for quite some time. Please don't uncross and recross your legs, Dr. Wilbur. Please do not do this Sharon Stone shit to me. Okay. Okay. I'll take it for now. Let's look around. Look at the table. What books are on the table? Some of these tables could use a good dusting. Look at books on table? You see some books on the table. Look at the bookshelf. Does one of these books seem oddly solid? Bookcases are crammed full of books. Look at books. See some books on the table. Wait. Read books? You glance at the titles of various books, but frankly, find most of them boring. You decide to pass. We do not have sufficient compression techniques to let you just read books, Laura. I'm sorry. Oh, wait, hold on. So, back to the map. We have the library. And then beyond the library, the study. Which I think has an exit. An external exit. We're going to have to explore the grounds at some point. This appears to be the current... Oh, yeah. Upon the desk, you notice a small glass case. At the back of the room, 2 large cabinets also catch your attention. And also, here's Fifi. Fifi is the Colonel's pretty French maid. You surmise she's probably very apt in her duties, whatever they may be. Fifi is young, blonde, and sexy. Although she seems to have a vivacious personality, you can sense a certain cunning underneath it all. Ah, yes. You want to talk, Fifi? Fifi doesn't have time for idle chit-chat. She's too busy cleaning the Colonel's study. Is there a gun in that glass case? You look through the small glass case and notice a little silver derringer mounted upon a blue velvet backing. Look at the gun. It's in the glass case. Probably not going to try to steal that in front of the maid. And I guess I also shouldn't be going through the cabinets. Not sure to what extent characters will pick up on stuff like that, but for now at least, I'll play it like it's true. Okay, whoops. Yes, it's an external door. You're standing at the northwest corner of the house, right outside the Colonel's study. It's real creepy and dark out here. You shiver at the thought of venturing outside alone. Perhaps you ought to go back inside. And yes, I did not intend to go outside. I just wanted to confirm. You feel better now you're back in the house. It was scary out there. Now that I'm back nice and close to the silver gun, just in case it comes to that. Okay. Well, I have been in every room. So that's a start. If Rudy has indeed retired to his chamber, perhaps he's soliloquizing. Or perhaps, would you like a drink? No, thank you. Dr. Gloria. It appears that Gloria is more in the mood to listen to music than to talk to you. Okay. What music is it? I mean, I can hear the music, but is there anything significant about it? No. If you tell Laura to listen, she will always just listen intently. I am curious, so let's try something obnoxious. Nope. It did not understand what I was trying to say as being distinct from saying, turn it on. It's like, it's already on. And Laura, this is your favorite song. Okay. Touch armor. Take the axe. The battle axe is firmly attached to the armor. I tried pulling on the axe and you can't. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Head back up. Rudy and Clarence are sharing the room up here on the right. Whoops. Pardon me. Actually, you know what? Can I talk to Rudy? I get the sense that, oh, it's you, Laura. Oh, it's you, Laura. How's tricks? I don't think I have anything I want to tell Rudy about. What happens if I ask Rudy about Gloria? I'm just prying. I just want to know. Don't listen to what the others say about Gloria. She's a really good cook. She's really a good cookie. Hold on a second. Ask Rudy about Lillian. What do you think of my friend Lillian? Lillian is always overreacted to things. Someone ought to teach her some self-control. What do you think about Clarence? Ah, he's nothing but a lying scoundrel. What do you think of Ethel? Just get the lowdown. Oh, and Ethel's always drunk. Who cares about her? Man, you're asking with the colonel. Uncle Henry hasn't always understood me. Sure could use his support more. Sure thing, shitbag. What do you think, Gertie? You leave my mother out of this. Yeah, it's risking a duel there. What do you think about Fifi? She's a looker, all right. She ain't to be trusted. Uh, uh morbid curiosity. She's a strange old gal. Okay, good. Great. I'm happy with that. The butler, oh, appropriately is Jeeves. And then I guess there's the doctor. Why do you care? He's nothing but a jerk, doctor. That was kind of the sense that I got when I talked to him. Jeeves. I don't think much about him. Sure. Okay. Next time I get a character one-on-one, any character, I got to think more about if they're willing to talk to me at all. Just finding out what they think, everybody. Drawing the web. Anyway, let's see if Rudy's thinking out loud or hopefully, not picking up his prescription from the jerk doctor. Rudy is having a drink in his room. No. Okay, great. No bizarre, unrealistic behavior there from Rudy. Okay. Can I wash my face? Face isn't dirty. Wash your hands. Same deal. No, she'll wash her hands. It's even animated. And she dries. Great. Good stuff. Perhaps returning to our bedroom. You know how it is, mother. Oh. Hi, Laura. Can I talk to them when there's more than one person here? Talk to Lillian. Hi, Laura. How's it all going? Ask Lillian about Rudy. This Rudy. Rudy's never paid much attention to me. He's always had his girlfriends and his so-called high life. Remind myself the web here. Rudy is Gertrude's son, Gloria's brother. Yes. Colonel's nephew. Okay. And Lillian. No. Yeah. Lillian is the Colonel's niece. Right. Okay. So Ethel and Gertrude are the sisters of the Colonel. Okay. You have any insight into the secret illness? Oh, Gloria thinks she's so glamorous. She thinks she's so beautiful. She's just available. That's all she is. Ooh. That's good dialogue because that's got that, you know, in the way that, you know, bless your heart is a mean thing to say in the South. Do you like my new outfit, Lil? Not particularly, Mother. Okay. Okay. So, this elegant room must be the Colonel's. You notice there's an elevator here. But I shouldn't be poking about in the Colonel's room right now. Wait. Let's find out. What's the harm in trying to talk to the Colonel right now? Quit coming in my room, young lady. I swear. Okay. No, he doesn't want to be bothered. Also, though, I did just notice there's a back room in his room that I should add to my map. There's no easy way to just remove borders in Google Sheets. You got to take all the borders off and then put back the ones you wanted. Okay. Okay. There's a little graphical imperfection in the floor there. Look at the floor. You notice deep scuff marks on the floor into the two armoires. It's not the most elegant spy system. And this room, this is a cozy guest room which Gloria and Gertie is sharing. And it's Act 2. Okay. Act 2, and it is 8 p.m. No. Hold on. Duplicate. Then call this one Act 2. Just in case there's anything real time, I'll get my thing up here. Okay, hold on. Got to add a couple of extra context notes. Moves to study. Seeley. In kitchen. Jeeves. Here and there. Who am I missing? Oh, I didn't put Lillian down. I just want to get this table complete. And I didn't put the doctor. Dr. Wilbur. In the study. Being creepy. Lillian. Bathroom. Then Lillian's room. Very good, very good. Well, look at Gertie. Gertie looks awfully tired. Perhaps you shouldn't bother her. She's breathing. So that's good. Hey, what's this on the ground? Chekhov's rickety chandelier. Looks like someone dropped a wet handkerchief on the floor. Okay. Okay. Is there examine as it? No. So if this is embroidered or something, who knows? It looks like it's like draped over like a small figurine to make it look like a ghost. But surely that's not what's going on. Okay. Well, it's Act 2, so find out if people have moved around. Yes. Ethel and Lillian have concluded their conversation. And they have not retired, or Ethel is not retired to her room. Okay. Cool. Obviously, we're going to have to. Oh. Leave me alone, you cad. She slaps him. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go ahead, make an Act 2 save. Before I risk pissing Rudy off by being like, hey, what's up with the sexual assault here? I know what she's after. I've got her completely pegged. Explain then the slapping and leaving the room. Or do you mean what she's after is the Colonel's money? Because that is almost certainly true. Would it have been better? It's too late now. But perhaps in another go through, I'll try to spy on what the hell was happening with them. At some point, you know I'm going to open this door in the game, and a corpse is going to come a tumbling out. But sometimes a closet is just an empty closet. Did Fifi run up to her room because of the stress? Yes, she did. Oh, she's doing makeup. Or like tidying herself up. Fifi. Look at Fifi. Do we get context? Yeah, she's primping at the vanity. So that, we get the context of what I can already see. Can I talk to Fifi? Oh, mademoiselle. Excusez-moi, but you should not be in here. I just want to ask you, everything okay? Mon Dieu, he is nothing but trouble. How about the Colonel? It's a little more your speed? I love working for Henry. He is a wonderful boss. What do you think of Lillian? What do you think of everybody? I do not like to talk, but Mademoiselle Prune does not like me. She always gives me the dirty looks. Well, it's probably the diddling her uncle thing. Ask Fifi, but Ethel. It is not good that Madame Ethel drinks too much of the liquor. That makes Henry very sad. Oh. It's Fifi about Clarence. I mean, what do you think of everybody? Oh. I do not like that man at all. You can't possibly like Wilbur, but let's see. He is harmless, mademoiselle. Do not worry about him. You haven't happened to learn what Gloria's secret illness is. She is much like her mother. Henry should keep his eyeballs on their family. Well, what do you mean she's like her mother? I've said too much already, but I think she has her eyes set for all of Henry's money. Oh, yeah. Well, that's geez, what a way for people to behave. What do you think about your co-workers, Fifi? Silly is always sticking in her nose where it does not belong. How about Jeeves? Oh, I am quite fond of him. Great. Cool. Well, thanks for the chat, Fifi. As the saying goes, stay sexy, don't get murdered. Open door. It's locked. Knock on the door. But I'll leave out the definite article. You soundly knock on the attic door. There is no reply. I love Laura's walk. Good animation. From all directions. She thinks of her father. One important tool a good detective uses, besides asking questions of people, is to selectively reveal information to them and listen to their response. If you tell Gloria about Fifi, you may receive additional information about Fifi, or at least what Gloria thinks of her. Honey, if you found any items you're confused about, or would like more information about, try showing it to the others. They may reveal more information about it to you. Thanks, Daddy. Let's go back to Fifi for a moment. Fifi, do you recognize this handkerchief? Is there anything else I could tell her? Yeah. I have always depended on very detailed hallucinations of my father. My goodness. I'm going to take one moment here to say that we did the Frosthaven stream with Jamie instead of me. If anyone's here and doesn't know what that means, my drag persona on Friday. And Danielle, she said she took only five screen captures and then shared the ones that she thought were good with me. And these screen captures, holy moly, very affirming in the general, like, you know, I should do the drag queen thing either way, just because obviously I enjoy it. You got to chase your heart, whatever. But in the like, okay, yeah, I can be pretty good at, like, because these are not posed pictures. It's just like Danielle hitting capture screen at a few random points, and 3 of them are just like, okay. It does not look familiar to me. Ask Madame Poulin about it. Tell Fifi about Gloria. Did you hear that Gloria had some kind of set cocaine? What do you think? Tell Fifi about Clarence. You know anything about Clarence's scheme? It makes me nervous. I wish she would go away. Well, one way or another, I think there's going to be some going away when the time comes. Now, the thing I got to wonder about is, am I supposed to just ignore the narrative warnings when I go outside and like explore outside? Or am I waiting for a point where it's like, who knows? Talk to Gloria. It's more in the mood to, well, hold on. No, she does not wish to speak to me. And to be fair, she's got some bumping tunes on. And probably she's not... Move the clock. I guess I haven't looked in these cabinets. Yeah. Exactly. As long as I keep remembering to save so that if I do something ridiculous, it becomes offensive. It's just Gloria listening to the Victrola. Okay, is the doctor still in here being creepy? Am I sure that I want to spy in on one? There's nothing of interest in the library. So the doctor's on the move. Fair chance. Okay. What's going on in the other room the parlor over on the other side down here? You know, Polly, you really understand me, don't you? Polly, This is Gertie, right? No, this is Ethel, right? Yeah. Talk to Ethel. Ethel's more interested in the parrot. Doesn't seem to notice you. Annoying. Show handkerchief. Can I get her attention by being like, hey, is this your handkerchief? Handkerchief. Ethel doesn't even look at it. Yeah. Hey, Waffle Syrup. Welcome. Happy Sunday. We're playing The Colonel's Bequest, which is a Sierra adventure game written and designed by Roberta Williams. That is obviously not a fairy tale adventure. It's one part adventure game, one part immersive fiction in the sense that the murder mystery, no one's been murdered yet, but a lot of them are going to be. Because this is clearly structured like, and then there were none. Because the Colonel's Bequest, the Colonel made his will go like this. I've divided my millions among all of you gathered here today. And if one of you dies before me, then that share will be redistributed to the others. Not quite a tontine in terms of like guarantee that the recipients in this will murder each other, but about as close as you get to a tontine. Paul, I want a cracker. I haven't found crackers yet, but I guess I should look in the kitchen. Maybe I can look in the cupboards, get a cracker. What's on the bar? Sculpted marble bar sports a beautifully finished ebony countertop. Upon the countertop, you see a decanter of cognac. Very nice. Now, Ethel seems like a character who might actually monologue if we spy on her. Not least because she seemed to be talking to the parrot. The Colonel's creepy old plantation house has a full network of spy halls. You know how she all feel about me, don't you, Polly? Well, I don't care what that show think, especially girl in this show conniving daughter of hers. I should have another drink, eh, Polly? Have a drink, huh? Cheers to you. That's an odd drunk slur to replace all T's with S's, but okay. Or many. No, wait. That was just there's just random S's in there, which I guess is not that uncommon of a way for people to slur the words. Look in the cabinet. Too bad the armoire is locked. Yes, that is the thing. TH, thank you. Diphthong. No, those aren't diphthongs. What the goddamn fuck? That doesn't matter. Can I look in this armoire? Too bad it's locked. Okay. Who's in the library? Nobody. All right. But what does that matter? I don't know. And here we are in the study. The gun is still there. We have both a Chekhov's chandelier, because the chandelier in the main hall is like rickety and it kind of creaks a little every time we go by it, and a literal Chekhov's gun. Feel like maybe Laura's gonna need a gun at some point, but I also I think I explained this British. The specific I misread what how Ethel was drunkenly slurring. So I said replacing S's with T's, but it was specifically replacing TH, like the aspiration, with the sh aspiration. So instead of saying like, there's no end to the amount of cognac I could drink, she was saying, there's no end to the cognac I could drink. Let's go through his drawers. There's nothing you need in the desk. It's definitely it's an interesting approach where just like Laura's not doing anything except poking around yet. Yeah, I mean, cross languages. Why not, right? Sounds aren't necessarily like. I guess the famous one would be how Japan, like Japanese, doesn't have a l r distinction. Look in this cabinet. Oh, she actually opened it. You carefully open the glass door of the cabinet and look inside. Stored within it is the Colonel's rifle collection. Okay. So we just have just a ton of Chekhov's guns. We have Chekhov's armory. Cautiously, you peek inside the open door of the cabinet. Not surprisingly, part of the Colonel's weapons collection is housed there. Within the cabinet, you see an Australian boomerang, a steel cutlass, a pearl-handled dagger, a mace, and an antique crossbow. So yes, okay. Literal Chekhov's armory. Look at shelves. See nothing special. Are there books that I can look at? See nothing special. What about the globe? How's Blueprints treating you, Waffle Syrup? With the caveat that we both have to be very careful to not spoil each other when we talk about it. See a large globe in the corner of the study. Give the globe a spin. I don't know. Hold on. Look at Rhino Head. You should. It's great. I got a little bit frustrated. I've played a few times, not on stream now. Basically, once I did the 46th room and then one What's Next stream, I was like, okay, maybe I'll do an intermittent check-in, but I'm at the point now where there's probably diminishing content returns, where there are much longer periods of me like sitting there and being like, and also diminishing content returns because there have been some times where just none of the things that I'm trying to do are coming up in the shuffle, and I'm just having these like frustrating sessions. A huge rhino head hangs above the fireplace. 2 African spears crossed beneath it. We got looks like a gator corpse up there. Presumably taxidermied. Okay. Well, oof. I had a situation where, trying to be very circumspect here, I had two open thing items when I had not opened either any of the things of this nature. And I had everything in the manner that I would need to get to the things to open, except that to get one of the opening things, you needed a certain configuration of water via the pump room. I think I'm being circumspect enough here. And but then you needed to change it to get to where you open things. And just because of how I had, drawn rooms, it was like, oh, even though I still have 40 steps left, I don't have enough steps to do this. Maybe it was fewer than 40, but super frustrating to just be like, all right, well, farewell, two items that could grant me access to something cool and new. Look at the mirror. See a dusty old mirror hanging on the wall. Look at the fireplace. Probably not going to find something in this fireplace because it's burning. Finely carved fireplaces show the craftsmanship of bygone days. I have now. I eventually did. And when it happened, it was another day where I had two. So that was good. I took consolation in that. No one's in the dining room. Wait. Is there something on the floor? Under the table? Nope. I was wrong. It's China Hutch. Nothing of interest. 15 minutes pass. We got Lillian hanging out with Celie or just getting Celie to make her some food. Now, child. Ain't no use getting yourself upset. Things have a way of working themselves out. I know, Celie, but it just doesn't seem right. Oh, hi, Laura. Why? Lillian is the one who invited Laura to come. So why is she among all of these people? Just being like, here's Laura again poking around. Better clam up. Does Lillian look like anything? No, just a standard description of Lillian. Can we... Oh, hey, congratulations. Yeah, so they're having a discussion while Celie makes bread. And that's now, how's your mama doing these days, child? Oh, you know mother, Celie. Drunk as a skunk? That's what you're saying? Ask Lillian about everybody. Oh, I don't know. She's around here someplace. Probably drunk as usual. Oh, I bet. So, all right. So now Celia said three things, and the dialect has not been utterly horrifying. Show enough, that's not bad. So, Lillian, have you noticed that Fifi might be a little close with the Colonel? He's such an old fool. She's just leading him on. My cousin isn't as great as she pretends to be. I happen to know she was involved in a scandal in Hollywood. Will never work there again. Well, then why is she concerned that if her medical issues get out, it'll ruin her career? Also, fuck, forgotten to be taking notes. Ethel, drinking alone in bar, talking to Polly. Fifi, assaulted by Rudy, returns to her room. Rudy assaults Fifi, smokes in his room, baking bread in kitchen is Seely, and oh, right, Lillian talking to Seely in kitchen. And I kind of get the feeling that Jeeves is never going to have a constant location. What do you think about Clarence? Is he on the up and up? Mr. Sparrow may be able to fool my uncle, but he doesn't fool me. Well, on that note, did you know that Clarence is trying to pull a land scam? He's up to something. I only wish I knew what it was. Is this at all? Is there any way to get this out of the parser? Tell Lillian about land deal? No. Tell Lillian about land. So what? Oh, Lillian, maybe if you spend more time in class and less time partying. You make the best bread, Celia. I just love it. Well, it'll be popping hot tomorrow morning. Anyway, onwards. Ask Lillian about Rudy. Rudy gambles a lot, and I think he owes a lot of money to some shady people. Thinks Rudy has gambling debts. One thing here is that, it's trickling out like reasons that any of these characters might want more money. But we also just saw them all when the Colonel announced his will. And they were all just like, I want that money. All for my... Like, do we really need to establish motive for any of these people to want to kill all the rest of them? Motive. Well, they were... Yeah. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Just keep asking things. Ask... I know it's kind of awkward because she's standing right there, but this is the 1920s. So probably it's not that. She's probably quite willing to just talk about the help right in front of her. Celia wants you to know she can tell you herself. Okay, fair enough. I'm not sure if that's a permanent thing or a just in this room thing. I hope it's a just in this room thing. How's your son doing, Celia? I'm so proud of him, Mrs. Lillian. He's graduating from college, you know. Hell yeah. Nice. There's a... Oh, okay, no. The way her waistband was lining up with I was like, there's a gap in the animation here. You recognize this handkerchief, Lillian? It looks familiar. I feel like it's probably Ethel's. Hold on. Silly. Could you make me up a new grease for... Hush on that, child. Not now. Okay. What was I just thinking? Can I smell the handkerchief? Sniff, sniff. No. That's probably just what it says when you do any kind of smelling. Ask Lillian about Wilbur, the gross old doctor. The jerk doctor, as they say. I can't stand that man. In his own way, he's as bad as Mr. Sparrow. Ask Lillian about Gertie. I could care less about her. Couldn't care less, you mean? But again, if you went to class more often. Spent less time in the speakeasies. Ask Lillian about Jeeves. You have any thoughts at all about Jeeves? I've noticed him making eyes at Fifi. I wonder if Uncle Henry knows about this. Well, as you said yourself, the maid is just leading your uncle on, so it's not like he has call to be... Like, why would he be jealous or whatever? Okay. Lots of asking. I tried telling her about one thing. How much is Seely willing to talk to me? I'm busy. Go on, would you now? Okay, but hold on. Let's just try. What do you think about this Fifi? She's just the maid, that's all. She will talk to me, it turns out. Don't know nothing about him. Beauregard doesn't seem to have much energy anymore. All he does is lie around. Why, is Mouse 15 years old, Miss Lillian? What do you expect? It really, it does feel like, I think one thing I do recall from both of the reviews I read is that it's sometimes frustrating that, like, the conversation system isn't going to give you the full ability to, like, share information that should really alter characters' behavior and stuff. But in the general, the patter and like, it's immersive. It's really getting that feel of reading the first couple chapters of the mystery where it's table setting and you know the murder is coming. Ask Celie about Wilbur. Don't pay attention to him. You must have thought about Jeeves. He only the butler. I appreciate that Celia not looking to get involved in white people's nonsense. Don't pay no attention to her. All right, I can take a hint. Well, Laura Bow can take 6 or 7 consecutive hints. Okay. Doesn't it really look like there's a high-heeled foot there? It's not. I tried looking under the table. Wait. Whoa. Can I actually get information by looking out the window now? As it's dark outside, it's difficult to see out the windows. Well, I just saved. And I'm not really sure if this is going to be Laura can die in a whole bunch of different ways. She does something stupid. You know how they all are. It'll be fine, Miss Lillian, you see. You are standing at the northeast corner of the house, right outside the kitchen. Beside the kitchen door, you see a doghouse and a cellar door. There's not a big knife lying there. That's my cursor. Okay. Hey, it's Beauregard. Is he still a handsome boy? Yep, snoozing in his doghouse. Can I look into the doghouse beyond him? You're not close enough. Excuse me, Beauregard. Well, look who's home. Beauregard. Well, maybe I would have liked to come out here and look in there earlier. Or maybe later. Okay, let's look around on the grounds and see what happens. This is an odd looking place. Seems to be a private little garden, completely surrounded by a large hedge. You wonder why. Lightning strike. Moody. Doesn't necessarily seem wise to go in here, but we saw somebody on the move outside. This hedge garden is very strange. In the center, you see a small fountain, while a nearby statue overlooks it. Perhaps at one time, this is someone's place of quiet contemplation. Perhaps. Look at the fountain. The fountain sits forlornly in the center of the garden. Can I look at the ground? See nothing special. Okay. What about this statue that really looks like it has a button on the side of it? Look at statue. A statue of a dancing nymph overlooks the fountain. What's this? You notice a small, square shaft protruding from the base of the statue. A shaft, you say? Look at it. Small square shaft. attracts your curiosity. Yes, it did. Can I pull the shaft? The metal shaft doesn't move. Can I push the shaft? The metal shaft doesn't move. Can I turn the shaft? The metal shaft won't turn by itself. Back to my notes page. Wrench or other tool or fountain statue shaft. So, just making some quick notes. Yeah. What is this thing protruding from this statue? Shaft. It's shaft. So we can rule out not that many people, especially because, like, who knows if Fifi could have gotten up from upstairs. But the people I've definitely seen in Act 2 uh, are Ethel, Fifi, Rudy, Celie, and Lillian. I would say that looked like a lady. I've seen Gloria too, but that could have been Gloria. Otherwise, Gertrude is the only remaining woman who I don't have a bead on, but I could also just be wrong. Look at the cup. You see nothing special. Yeah, it just seems like ornamentation. Wait, look in water. You see nothing but dirty green water in the fountain. Well, I'm not going to stick my hand in that. Let's walk around a little more. Then again, maybe the person we saw went down into the cellar. Misty bayou waters surround this old plantation, cutting it off from the rest of the world. Better watch your step around here. Bayou. There's a gator. Oh, goodness. Can I get eaten by a gator? Ah! Ah! Instant death. You've got that sinking feeling. Okay. No need to drown ourselves. Let's keep exploring the grounds. Actually, as long as I'm looking at the grounds, why don't we take a quick moment to look at the map? I am at the hedge garden. Oh, Celie's got her own, like, quarters. Cool. There's a chapel, bell tower, little separate. There's lots of stuff. What's down here? The leaning in carriage house, a gazebo. This quaint gazebo looks like it was once a nice spot for quiet reflecting. Looking north, see some tall hedges. Look at the gazebo. Though now in disrepair, the old gazebo still looks peaceful and inviting. It wasn't anywhere near this nice or fancy, but when I was younger, my grandmother's cottage had a gazebo. And my whole plan, one of my big schemes was that when the cottage was mine to take care of, I was gonna put a gazebo up there as part of my restoration plan. But anyway, my aunt sold the cottage and took a trip to Paris. So fuck me, right? If I look from up close, nothing. Men make plans and the boomers go on vacation. You are walking alongside the south edge of the Bayou Island. An old road runs alongside the old plantation's front wrought iron fence. From here, you can see the east edge of the main circular driveway. Nice moody owl eyes there. You are standing at the south edge of the Bayou Island, looking towards the great old plantation house. An old road runs alongside the plantation's front wrought iron fence. Mr. Acres. Although you can't imagine why that would be the way they put the name. Like, shouldn't it be Misty and then Acres? You're at the south edge of the Bayou Island. An old road runs alongside the old plantation's front right iron fence. From here, you can see the west edge of the main circular driveway. You are walking along the south edge of the Bayou Island. An old road runs alongside the old plantation's front right iron fence in the distance. Same words. In the distance. You have come down upon a rundown carriage house. Old crates for all of my spirited amateur voice acting. I try to be neither falsely modest nor, absurd. I think I'm okay at doing voices for a guy who's not like trained anyway and isn't doing it professionally. Not great. Would never claim to be great. But I think my proudest voice acting accomplishment has been the few times I've managed to spontaneously laugh as Jamie and actually do the braying Fran Fine nasal laugh. I'm getting more capable. Like I'm cringing less now when I prepare the videos with Jamie to put up on YouTube and I have to listen to the voice. So that's probably a good sign. Some combination of getting a bit better and just, getting over everybody's got that thing. You hate to hear your own voice recorded. But then you put that on steroids when you're doing a deliberately annoying character voice. You've come upon a rundown carriage house. Old crates have been piled before one of the doors. For obvious reasons, it's not been used as a carriage house for some time. I guess at some point there must have been a bridge. Excellent. I don't think. Oh, yeah. There might be a fair little bit more for you to watch. I don't know. On the one hand, I'm having a great time. On the other hand, it's a beautiful day and there are other things I'd like to do. So you probably won't miss too much, Cedric. But I'm glad you're able to stop by at all. Look in the window. Peek through the window. But you can't make out any details. I feel like the shadow we saw probably went to the cellar, but open the door. Just do that yourself. Oh. You peer through the gloom of the old carriage house. Parts of a decrepit carriage lie in the right corner, and a small rowboat named Minnow rests in the left corner. Okay, what's this thing on the table? Look at the table. There's an oil can on the table. Maybe the metal shaft will move once it's oiled. You're not close enough. Oh, come on. Can't you just steer her? Okay. It's interesting playing a Sierra adventure game and not receiving points. Look at the carriage. You see parts of an old carriage in the right corner. Yeah, no shit. Look in carriage. You look inside the decrepit carriage, find a crowbar. Thinking it might come in handy, you take it with you. Excellent. Look under the carriage. No. Can I get that rope? Probably not going to take the anchor. You see nothing special. You look carefully at the walls around you, but see nothing special about them. I really like the storage space up there and how it's depicted. I wonder if we'll find a body up there at some point. Who knows? It'll be a kind of nonsensical reveal. Because it'll be a reveal to us, but not Laura. I should save now since I'm successfully poking around more. I'll update the poking around save. See some clothes on the line. No, that's a swing. You've come upon a ramshackle little playhouse. Oh, whoops. I didn't even notice that on the map. Oh, but there it is. Yep. Well, of course. I didn't really expect I would check the map and be like, no, they left the playhouse out. Idiots. Hanging from a nearby tree, you see an old rope swing. Seeing these long ago playthings makes you wonder about the children who used to live here. Well, I mean, we know them now as grown-ups. Can we go in the playhouse? You attempt to open the playhouse door, but discover it's locked. Seems like another find a body place later. They really don't want you using windows so far. Look at the swing. A charming old swing hangs from a nearby oak. How's it doing? Gingerly, you sit in the swing, and it breaks. How embarrassing. How? Oh. Treating non-role-playing games as role-playing games. I'm fully immersed in the perspective of Laura Bow. Southern ingenue. Oh. Time advances. I can't go on with this any longer. I must tell him about... Quiet! Let's go into the house to continue our discussion. Oh. Okay, so... during Act 2, Clarence... and I believe this is outside the study... he's talking to Dr. Wilbur. And then they go inside. If they did go into the study, that's unfortunate because there's no spy hole that I'm aware of into the study. We'll see. You see a rusted iron bell at the top of an old bell tower. That's an unnecessary comma. Bell tower is a noun phrase. So there's only one modifier. A rope dangles a short distance beneath the bell, while a ladder runs up the tower's side. Behind a weathered fence, you also notice the remnants of the old plantation's fields. Look at the bell tower. You can't see into the bell tower from here. Okay, fine. Let's find out. Does the ladder break and kill Laura? Look in the bell tower. All you see is the old rusted bell. Look at the bell. Dusty cobwebs cover the old bell that over years has rusted in place. Okay. It's over here. Oh, yeah. At the end of the island, there's a small, quaint chapel. Behind it, you see an old family cemetery. Can we go into the quaint old chapel? Yes. This is the old plantation chapel. Above the pulpit, you see a beautiful stained glass window. Ominous music begins playing. Also, just the non-Euclidean geometry of this chapel is a little off-putting. See nothing special. Look at the pulpit. See nothing special about the pulpit. Look under it. See nothing special. All right, fine. Very well then. Is this just a back door? Indeed. This is an old family graveyard behind the little chapel. Set among the various family graves and monuments, you notice 2 large tombs. Neat. I think it's not yet time to go a grave robbing. We don't have a shovel yet, for one thing. It would not necessarily. This would be the era for Roberta Williams being like, you know, my heroine is going to have to excavate an entire cemetery at some point. Rosella, of course, does that in The Perils of Rosella. Behind a weather-beaten fence, you see the old unused sugarcane fields. The fields look as if they haven't been planted in years. So you know, we're not quite at like plantation that has been converted to a place where people get fucking married for just ignoring the context here. But we're dancing around it. They don't do much in those fields anymore for some reason. I would say the most blatant way in which that is true, I'll just bring up the map again, is that you can look at the map and see that there are no slave quarters. And, I'm not necessarily saying that I wanted Roberta Williams and the Sierra crew in the late 80s to try to really tackle the legacy of slavery in a nuanced way in a murder mystery game. Out the back door, a garden path encircles a small statue, continues on through a lovely rose arbor. Cool. Look at the statue. It's an exquisite statue of a dancing satyr. This is a wonderful little garden. You wonder who planted it. Certainly not the Colonel. Yeah, that's true. Look at garden. Yeah. No. There's some chairs up here. I think it's time. I'm going to try to oil up that shaft. Give it a tug. Are we still doing phrasing? And then maybe see if we can get into the cellar. Which seems like a decent candidate for where that shadow person was going. Although time has advanced, so maybe I've just missed my window. Like I said, we might need to go through this story multiple times to really feel like we've done it. But who knows? Time will tell. Oil shaft. That won't help. It's not rusty. Use crowbar on shaft? What do you want to do with the crowbar? Yeah, okay. No. So either there's a more appropriate tool to find, or there's a literal component of the shaft to attach. Which so far I don't mind. Especially because like a future playthrough where I don't feel obliged to read all the dialogue will go faster anyway. Reading only the new stuff. And like not spending nearly as much time looking through. Oh, hey, here is Seely's place. There's a poor but clean shack here. It's tremendous. Sierra was really like, I don't think I'd put this above. I think my personal favorite is Quest for Glory 2, but like they were ringing everything you could get out of 16 colors, out of EGA graphics at this time. Nearby, you see a small chicken coop. Look in the coop. Through the rusted wire of the coop, you can see the feathered forms of the two chickens Sela keeps. I assume they're egg-laying chickens. And listen, it's just untoward. Until maybe at some later time, it seems like the thing to do to invade the servants' quarters. A broken, arched bridge crosses a large stream at the swamp's edge. We're probably not going to be like, you know, giving a bucket of eggs to a group of hungry dwarves to get them to repair the bridge for us instantly. I wonder if we will ever be getting to that island. The bayou. Okay, so I haven't even looked into the cellar doors yet, but it seems quite plausible that I can't just open them, but maybe that's what the crowbar is for. Whoop, wrong way. Little tricky to navigate. Not that tricky if you just keep your eyes open and look at things. Open cellar door. You're not close enough. How close do you need me to be? Come on. You're not close enough. You're not close enough. There we go. No crowbar required. This must be the butler's room. Actually, it's not too bad considering it's down in the cellar. The butler's asleep. It's not even 9 p.m. Or is he dead? No, he's breathing. Look around. It's the room. Yeah. Look at Jeeves. What's Jeeves doing? He's sleeping. Jeeves, oh, I've never looked at him, is the Colonel's imposing butler. And indeed, he looks very unfriendly. Not just serious, but dour. Though you find him somewhat good looking, he nevertheless gives off a disconcerting feeling of secretiveness. You've noticed that Jeeves generally keeps to himself, seems to talk in little more than monosyllables. You wonder about him. Don't mind me, Mr. Jeeves. I'm just seeing what you got here on your bedside table. Okay, look at table. You see a nightstand. See a box of crackers. Well, I'm afraid, Mr. Jeeves. You ask Jeeves. Oh, wake him up. Mr. Jeeves, sorry to barge into your room, but do you mind if I help myself to your crackers? He nods his head in approval. Thank you, Mr. Jeeves. Back to sleep now. Wait, is he just resting? Damn it. Like, can I talk to Jeeves? To do anything other than request crackers? Not a huge mystery what the crackers are going to be for, unless it's, a trick where it's not the obvious thing, but I bet it's the obvious thing. Talk to Jeeves. I deserve a little peace and quiet in my own room. Yes, but kindly leave my room. Fair, Mr. Jeeves, I understand. And I appreciate the gift of the crackers. My family doesn't have a butler myself, so I wasn't quite sure about the protocol, and I apologize if I've offended you. Saved that one. Hi, Laura. Having fun? Oh, you know me. I got a nose for news. Okay. Well, what if the doctor and Clarence conveniently went not to the study but the library where I can spy on them? I wonder if I'll ever need to burst through a panel for some reason to actually enter the rooms. Yes and no. It's just the creepy old doctor and he's just a reading. Time is advanced. The doctor is alone reading a magazine. Probably best not to try to find out what magazine it is. Oh, Clarence is talking to Gloria, and we have triggered Act 3. Well, boom, boom. I'm just going to get down to the task of duplicating my Act 2 spreadsheet and then deleting the information in it. Talking to Gloria. In the... What do we call this room? The billiard room. You seem distant, babe. What's the matter? Well, darling, this is very difficult. What's difficult? She's giving him the news right now. Jeez. You and I want to end it. I would not do this while we're on an island. At, like, late at night. Stuck inside. It's awkward. Are you joking or something? That's ridiculous. No, darling. I'm not joking. I have a new beau. He's the director. Yeah, well, I have to think about this. No, that's not how it works. See you around, sweetheart. Gets dumped, leaves. Dumps Clarence in billiard room. Okay. The plot thickens. It is now 9 p.m. This is not a tight 3-act structure. I think there's 8 acts. Okay. I wonder if Gloria is more in the mood to talk. I actually get the sense she's a snob. Oh, wow. Move 15 minutes just coming in here. And I didn't... Fuck's sake. Well, maybe on playthrough 2 I'll get better at saving at the start of acts. Talk to Gloria? Really, darling? You're interrupting my music. So how is Clarence doing? I don't care to discuss him. She probably doesn't care to discuss anyone. But ask Gloria about Fifi. She'll get hers soon enough, and I don't mean money. Okay, we're getting it. It's such a pity. All that money going to waste. You know he never spends a dime of it? Why, just look at this place. Lots of great music. Ask Gloria about Lillian. What do you think about my friend Lillian? I've always felt that my cousin resented my beauty and talent. Never felt truly comfortable around her. How do you feel about Dr. Wilbur? He's just a silly old man. Don't worry about him, darling. Hey! Welcome, Ribbons of Intention. Thanks for following. Just like it says at the bottom of the screen. Excuse me one moment while I glance. I just got some kind of phone notification. Oh, it's a Twitch auto email to let me know the Ribbons of Intention is now following. Okay, do I have anything to... No. I don't think I have anything to tell Gloria about. What do you think of Rudy? Rudy's a pillar of strength for me. I wouldn't know what to do without him. What about Gertie? My mother has nothing to do with you. I'm just trying to get to know everybody. I didn't mean any offense. Ask about Gloria. No, ask Gloria about Ethel. Got anything mean to say about drunk old Ethel? I don't know why Uncle Henry would even include her in his will. Why, it's criminal. Why? Why would he even include his own sister? Well, I can think of a reason. And it doesn't seem obviously criminal to me. But I guess we all have our feelings. Always cringe a little whenever I ask anyone about Zelie, but I don't know much about her, except she's been here as long as I can remember. Wouldn't be surprised to learn she was born here. Okay. Anyone I haven't asked about? No. Oh wait, Jeeves. Jeeves seems surly. He's cute, but a little strange. Yeah, Laura also finds Jeeves good looking, so I guess I'll save now. Probably wrap up fairly soon, but like, I don't have any particular desire to wrap up right now. In the sense of stopping playing the game. I have other stuff I want to do today, so I gotta at some point. Give cracker to Paula. Hey, Paula, you want a cracker? You give a cracker to the parrot. She's after me. Arr! So afraid. Hold on. Okay. So, do I think that was Ethel who said that? Who was in here drunkenly babbling to the parrot? I don't know. Nobody's died yet, or somebody has just died and I haven't found them yet. Is Seeley still working on baking that bread? Is Lillian still down here? No. It was quick bread. Unless she's actually going to be working on it all night and just like the dough's rising right now. Wonder what the creepy old... Oh no. Something looks wrong here. A chair has been knocked over. And there's signs of struggle on the floor. Uh-oh. Look at floor. You see nothing special except for the signs of struggle. Is that a cane? Look at cane. You don't have it. Take cane. You don't see it here. Are you sure? Are you certain? Take cane. You don't see it here. Is that a pipe? Game does not understand the word pipe. Look at signs. See nothing special. Look. Chair's been knocked over. There's signs of struggle on the floor. Look at the chair. Chair has been knocked askew. Sure. Pick up the chair. Can I set it right? Don't worry about it. Jeeves will get it. I guess that is the proper Southern attitude, but or not just Southern, aristocratic Southern person attitude. Laura's making herself at home. But what on earth is this thing? Oh, is that a crowbar? Is that another crowbar? You already took it. No. This is kind of frustrating. Can I use the mouse to do something here? A fireplace poker. Yes, I can. That's actually very helpful. Can I examine it without picking it up? You don't have it. No. Take the poker. As you retrieve the fireplace poker, your eyes happen to fall upon some small pink feathers scattered on the floor. Ethel? Look at the feathers. You wonder how the small pink feathers got on the floor. They look like they may have come from a pillow or a feather boa. Sure. Sure. Anything notable on the table now? You spy an open magazine on the library table. Wow, this must be the magazine that Wilbur was reading. Well, let's very cautiously take a peek at this magazine that the old jerk doctor was looking at. You're not close enough. Is it this, the yellow thing? You read the name of the magazine. It's called The Racehorse Quarterly. Upon examining the open page, you see a picture of a beautiful thoroughbred named Sonnyboy. The name Sonnyboy has been circled in red. Can I take the magazine? Just another thing to carry around. Better leave it here. Can I use the poker on the fireplace? Wait, can I look at the poker and find blood on it or anything? Nope. What do you want to do with the poker? Exactly what I just said. Poke the fireplace. Nope. Stir fireplace. Nope. Maybe it's a parser issue. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree. But there might be some tension between the doctor, the good doctor. Is this just the base of the globe? Or is it also a secret box? Look under globe. Yeah. Well, listen, if it gets me a few puzzle points, I don't mind raising suspicion that I might be the murderer. You see, nothing there. Chekhov's gun is still in place. What about Chekhov's medieval weaponry? Medieval and exotic weaponry. Even though it seems like quite possibly the fireplace poker is the only murder weapon yet. Well, that was the same description. Maybe I should have looked in the fireplace in the other room. Look in the cabinet. Rifle collection. No additional sentence that says one of the rifles has recently been used to bash the head of someone wearing a feather boa. A cheery fire brightens the room. Okay. Guess I'm gonna go upstairs. See what we might find. Just like the murder scenes Daddy used to describe to me when I was a little girl, sitting on his knee. Is her dead body in the closet yet? Sometimes a closet is just a closet. Ah, bonjour, Fifi. Mademoiselle, s'il vous plaît, please. I want to read my book. Oui, oui. Feels like I can probably go into this like walk-in closet or dressing area. But from an immersion standpoint, it feels weird to do that while Fifi's there. All right. Anybody in the rooms? Oh. It's getting on 9:30. This ain't for you, kid. Is he calling him kid or was he saying to Laura to get the hell out? We'll spy on them from the spy spot in a moment. Nobody's in. This is Gloria and Gertie's room. My eye gesture made it look like I was checking the map, but I didn't have the map up over there. So I'm actually just remembering. Hey, hold on. Oh, wait. The trick that I learned. Right-clicking. An old cane lies on the floor. Take the cane. Okay. Look at the cane. It is a cane. I don't remember if any of the characters were walking with a cane. Should have paid more attention, Laura. Your father told you to take notes. Who is this so-called director the Gloria's seeing now? Why, I'd punch his lights out for getting between me and my gal. Gloria was never your gal. Just because she went out with you a couple of times, you thought you owned her. Well, I got news for you, buddy. My sister doesn't need to settle for the likes of you. As a matter of fact, you were nothing but a mere dalliance for her. Dalliance! Ha! Why, you're the one who can't make a commitment to anyone. You're just trying to sink Gloria down to your level. You ain't good enough to kiss the ground she walks on. You're nothing but a low-class jerk. Quit butting in between me and Gloria. This is none of your business. I'll handle it the way I want, and I won't be asking your permission. I'm warning you, Jack. If I see you near my sister again, I'll cut you up into little pieces and feed them to the dog. Got it? Rudy. Known to make violent murder threats. What's happening in my room? There's nothing of interest in your room. Gonna throw down a save. I guess I'll just update this one. Now Clarence is sleeping. Rudy's gone off somewhere. Clarence seems to be resting in his bed. I'd go as far as to say that he is resting in his bed. Okay. What's the Colonel up to? Can I make him angry? Wait. I've never tried anything other than talk to Colonel to get him mad at me. Can I get him real mad at me by prying into his affairs? One of these days, you're going to stick your nose in where it don't belong, young lady, and you'll pay for it, I swear. A little ad-lib in there. I guess I got nothing to tell him. You know what? I'll reload the save if I wind up if trying to just see what the remaining room is pisses off the Colonel. It would be totally reasonable. This is not very polite behavior. But I am curious. It doesn't appear that this room has been used in a long time. However, currently seems to be the guest room of Dr. Wilbur C. Fields. I'm only just now putting together that his name is a like removed pun for W.C. Fields. Like you have to yourself change Wilbur to a W. I guess as long as I'm in here, I might as well pry. Armoire. There's nothing of interest in the armoire. Fair enough. Although I can update my mansion map. Insert one column. The doctor room has been added to the map. Not going to go through the Colonel's drawers right in front of him. Although, what's he going to do with it about it? He is old and confined to a wheelchair. Barging on anyone in the bathroom? Nope. Is Ethel sleeping soundly and safely in her own bed? I don't have an optimistic feeling. She is not in this room. While she's not in here, I might as well poke around and confirm. Nobody's unpacked. There's nothing of interest anywhere. Can I look in a suitcase? That seems like a grotesque violation. It's locked anyway. And that's fair. Armoire is empty. She has not unpacked. Can I look in the dollhouse? Is there something hidden in the dollhouse? No. The old dollhouse is empty. At present. I mean, who knows when somebody will come and hide something there or whatnot. Can I go through my friend's suitcase, as, uncouth as that may be? No, it's locked. Which is natural and fair. Okay. Let us carry on. Is there something... I think it's just that the wall looks strange. Look at the wall. No, there is a small door in this wall. Let's open it. It's a crawl space. It appears to be a chute of some kind. You wonder where it goes to. Well, I think maybe we'll just throw down a save. Hey! Nope. It does not go into a full laundry bin. Oh, shoot. Bless her heart. Closed door. But at some point, do we have to do something there? Quite possibly. Okay. So it feels like I've looked around inside. Watch out! Oh, damn it. Okay, found another death. The exact same death, but probably with a different pun. No, not even that. It's not a pretty sight. Referring to, I guess. I mean, the Colonel certainly has plenty of guns if we want to go shooting. What's going on here? I don't even remember doing that last time. But okay. All right. Let's be a little more careful. I mean, to be fair, it's visually quite clear that the banisters are in poor quality. Where does the chute go? Quite possibly just down to Jeeves's, if he's doing the laundry down there. Well, I don't know. Let's go outside. If someone has been killed, where has the body been hidden? If poor Ethel has breathed her last. If indeed she has. Wait, did I even go through into the... Yes, I did go in the study because I looked everywhere. Okay, we got the shaft, but it's not a rusty shaft. And the pry bar doesn't seem useful. Wait, have I found anything else of interest? I mean, I found plenty of things. I have a limited supply of crackers, so I got to be careful when I'm dealing them out to Polly. Oil can, poker, crowbar. The soup bone seems like it's absolutely a way to, at some point, get Beauregard on my side. On that note, is Beauregard... This is the southeast corner of the mansion, right outside the parlor. Not where I was trying to get to. Oh, I see. It's which side of the rock. The gator is certainly a suspect at this point. Out of curiosity, can I just... First, I'm curious, can I just show it to him? Beauregard perks up at the sight of the bone. Give him the bone. Okay. He doesn't care to play fetch. He's 15 years old. He'll play go over to it. Look in the doghouse, Laura. You peer into the dark interior of the doghouse and look around. What's this? Why, it looks like a necklace of small amethyst and quartz stones. Beauregard must have found it someplace and brought it here. You quickly grab it. Take it with you. Whose necklace is it? Is it Ethel's? I'm not certain. Is Jeeves still in his room? He is. He's not laying down. Might he be willing to speak to me? Can't a person have a little privacy around here? Show necklace to Jeeves. What do you think of this, Mr. Jeeves? He doesn't care. So he probably doesn't care about this either. Obviously, he doesn't want it. Okay, sure. He's just doing his thing, I guess. Wander the grounds a bit more. Because maybe there's a dead body somewhere outside. Hey, a well. There are screens I haven't seen yet. Look in well. Carefully. You look into the well, but as it's deep and dark, you can't see much. Turn crank? Perfect. Ethel's severed head. Look in the bucket. The leaky old bucket barely holds water. All right, put it back down for now. I have played King's Quest 1. Ribbons of Intent. Is that the one where you... Yeah, that's the one with the diving in the well and swimming underwater. I feel like that is not what Laura is supposed to be doing there. I got very lucky with my King's Quest 1 playthrough because while I was going in mostly blind, I specifically knew the solution to that puzzle, with Rumpelstiltskin, from having read about it as an example of one of the most obtuse adventure game puzzles of all time. So I had a much smoother, mostly blind playthrough than I would have if I had even known like 10 other puzzle solutions, but not that. Yeah, just an edge of places. Here's the gazebo. No bodies have been stashed in the gazebo. Maybe I should go talk to Celie, bother her in her quarters. I guess I could knock on the door. It's not that late at night. Lots of places to check. Lots of things to do. And also, ultimately, this can just be a test run. Just a second. What you want, missy? Do you recognize this necklace? My necklace! I was wondering where it got to. Well, Miss Laura, why don't you come in and visit with me a while? Celia's place looks quite cozy and comfortable. She managed to make a home out of a little old shack. Yes, in fact, like this is much better. There's a thing here about the colonel being, kind of in decline, but his servant being a very serious woman. That's how she raised a college man. Dr. Celia, I want to thank you for bringing back my healing necklace. I've been feeling kind of poorly lately. Well, I hope it works for you. If you won't, you can sit a spell. We'll visit. Yeah, and it's not like it's the most complicated cipher, but it's just like, why would you think that, like, how would you get from like, okay, say it backwards, say Rumpelstiltskin backwards, and he's like, you're still wrong. And you're like, oh, it's an alphabet reversal cipher. Surely. Visiting Seeley. Sit down, Laura. Well, this is lovely. Ask Seeley, is she going to be more forthcoming? Ask Seeley about Lillian. What do you think of my friend Lillian? Poor Mrs. Lillian. That girl's had her troubles. I don't want to talk too much, but her daddy's suicide hit that poor little thing hard. And then to have her mama care more about her liquor than her own daughter. Oh, it was sad, all right. Yeah, what's going on here? Were you planning on visitors, Miss Seeley, even before I arrived? Were you just going to cut up that carrot on 2 plates and have a gentleman call her? Can I tell her about the breakup with Gloria? She probably has some sort of plot up her sleeve, knowing her. Oh, good. I can leave out the noun when there's only one person, like the object of the ask. Miss Gloria ain't much different from her mama, just younger is all. Okay, well, what's Gertie like? She don't care nothing about Colonel Henry. All she cares about is money. It's just the same with her poor dead husband. Hold on. Celia is at home. Invites Laura in if given necklace. Ask about Rudy. I see nothing but trouble with him. He fritters away his life in those drinking establishments, takes up with all kind of women, spend all his money at the gambling tables. Why, I hear tell he's up to his ears in gambling debts. One of the more subtle signs that Rudy might be a violent murderer, to be honest. Ask about Wilbur. I don't trust that doctor around Colonel Henry. Don't know much about him, but he don't seem right in the head to me. Ask about Jeeves. Kind of a scary butler, huh? Jeeves is hard to figure. I think him and Fifi could be up to something since I seen them winking and blowing kisses at each other. The plot thickens. Thinks Jeeves and Fifi are up to something. Hear about. I think he took lots of Colonel Henry money over the years. Just don't know why I think that. I just do. Tell about Clarence. You hear he got dumped? Don't trust that man at all. How do you feel about your employer, the Colonel? Colonel Henry's a nice enough man. All he wants is to be left alone. Did I ask you about Fifi? Fifi's a real conniver, all right. She knows what she wants. She'll use any means to get it. And I mean any means. Okay. do you think about Ethel? Think she might be dead? Most of Miss Ethel's troubles started when her husband killed himself about 17 years ago. Lordy, that was a mess of business. After that, Miss Ethel sort of fell apart, started in on her drinking. Oh, good thought. I wouldn't get in the way of those two if I was you. She doesn't have much to say about it, but okay. So, can I tell her anything about Ethel? Ain't nothing nobody can do about her and her problems. Tell about library? Don't care about it. Show poker to Seeley. So? So I guess there's not any obvious blood on it or anything. Maybe I should have taken some feathers. Show handkerchief. Don't look familiar to me. Have anything else I think she would care about? You know whose cane this is? That looks like Colonel Henry's cane. Is the Colonel himself creeping around in his own... I mean, that makes sense. He is definitely, if anybody knows about those things, it's him. Okay. Don't care about it. Okay. Yeah. Tell Seeley about possible murder. This game doesn't understand possible. The exact opposite of an extremely confident person. I don't know the meaning of the word possible. Okay. Well, this is a nice chat. Do you hold it against Beauregard that he stole your necklace? He's a good old dog. Will you still think that if I tell you? I'm aware that I could just... Cedric told me I could just type dog. But by that time, I had wrapped my brain around the spelling of Beauregard. Don't you fret about old Beauregard now. Okay. Ask about fountain? Wouldn't know about that. Ask about the shaft? Say what, child? Can I say thank you for having me in for possibly carrot? No. This is an aristocrats game. I'm not wasting any time thanking the help. Can I say goodbye? No. Can I get up? What do you want to get? Stand up? There we go. Well, thank you for having me, Seeley. It is a charming little cottage you've got here. Right, the bridge. That's nothing for now. Feels like at some point these chickens are going to have evidence in the coop. But I don't know. Right now, it's just some chickens. Sometimes a chicken is just a chicken. Beauregard wasted no time devouring the soup bone. Up in the garden, we do not have the remains of Ethel anywhere. This is a really neat game. It's set up in a way that makes me feel okay about all the backtracking. Could this door be open now? Yep, because... Oh, no, Lillian's just hanging out. You are inside... Oh, in fact, my notes. Hanging out in Playhouse. We're almost at the end of Act 3. Definitely wrapping up soon. Wasting daylight now. But, and then he said, who are you talking to, Lillian? Huh? It does. Exactly. Like, it's a great way to sometimes, you get stuck in a Sierra adventure game and it's really frustrating to just be walking across all the same screens looking for anything you missed or finding something different. Whereas here, it's just like, that's literally what we're supposed to do, and it feels good and right. Huh? What are you doing here, Laura? I'm just poking around. Do you recognize this handkerchief? Lillian doesn't notice it. She doesn't care. What's she doing? Look at Lillian. This is a bit odd. Your friend seems to be reading a book to those old dolls. What book is it? You glance at the book in Lillian's hand and see that it's an old fairy tale entitled Bluebeard. Murder themes. Ask about the book. What difference does it make? Ask about the dolls. I wouldn't know about it. Ask. So she stuck the key in the lock and. Ask about the playhouse in general. You hang out here a lot, Lillian? What about it? Tell Lillian about Clarence and Gloria. It would appear that Lillian is more interested in reading a book to some old dolls than talking to you. It would probably be best to leave her alone. I suppose. Search the dolls. What? Weird. I move? No. Look under the dolls. Look around. Leaky old playhouse. Look at floor. See nothing special. Okay. What is this poster? I mean, okay, it's not a poster. I guess, no, posters existed in the 1920s. What the fuck am I talking about? But not necessarily like mass market posters you put in your own home. Oh no! What's happened to Wilbur? Someone must have hit him over the head and killed him. Nervously, you look behind you. But there's no one there. Murder most foul. Look at Wilbur. It appears as if Wilbur was fatally hit on the head with a blunt instrument. Can I search Wilbur? Yes, I can. With trembling hands, you search Wilbur's body and confirm your suspicions that he died by a tremendous blow to the head. What's this? Why, it's Wilbur's monocle. Thinking it might come in handy, you take it with you. Look at the monocle. That's a monocle if I ever saw one. Immediately curious. Like, there has to be some limit to the extent to which, like, the characters can be responsive to news about the murders if a plot is just going to play out, like, in some sense, regardless of what I do. But let's see. Is Lillian still in here? And then he said, no, she doesn't care. She is really absorbed in her dolls. Fair enough. Fair enough. So there was a struggle in the study, which is where Wilbur was, leaving pink feathers, possibly from a boa behind, which I think is what Ethel is wearing, but I'm not entirely sure. But what was Ethel's problem with Dr. Wilbur? I thought Gloria had the bigger concern with him. Look at graves. The graves and monuments belong to various members of the Crouton family, ranging from the large monument of patriarch Francois Crouton and his wife Claudette to the simple grave of Sarah Crouton, who was 17 when she died in 1871. The Crouton family and the Dijon family. How about that? If I move somewhere else, do I get a different graves description? I do not. Can I go into the crypts? Look at the crypt. One tomb. Put the monocle on, and then the colonel recognizes you as upper class and you can start interrogating him. One tomb has the name Dijon carved over the door, and Crouton has been inscribed over the door of the other. I'm still thinking it doesn't seem like the thing to do yet to start breaking into the crypts. But let's see. I mean, we found the murder. Is the body still there? Or do you see it once and then somebody got to it? Dun dun dun. Wait, is there text to you probably would have just popped right up. Yeah, okay, weird. So no dialogue to say, oh my goodness, someone has moved the body. Is there any evidence hidden up here? Look in the tower. Just the bell. Look at the bell. Tell the bell something. Okay. Can I pop back in on Seeley for a minute? I'm curious if any characters will respond to the news of a violent murder taking place. I mean, I guess one approach they could always take to keep things simple is to have, Laura be treated as a hysteric. What are you talking about, child? You seeing ghosts. Nice to see you again, Mrs. Laura. Won't you come in? Okay, so once we're friends, we're fast friends. That's great. Oh, child. I'm sure you just seeing things. This place will do that to a person. And especially if Laura's like, Dr. Wilbur was dead in the chapel, but then I went back in and his body was gone. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, that absolutely. You've been reading too much of that detective fiction, child. Back in through the kitchen. Once again. Can I look out the window just at the moment someone's going by? No, I can't. Someone's on the move outside once again in the exact same way they were before. Oh, hey, another secret door to that chute. Someone still creeping about outside. Appears to be a chute of some kind. You wonder where it goes to. Look in chute. Cautiously, you poke your head into the dark opening at the little door and look around. All you can see is a narrow chute going down into complete darkness. Okay. Has the struggle been cleaned up in the library? No. Can I take the feathers? You see no sense carrying around a bunch of feathers. Yeah, that's fair. Is anybody in the study? No. Seems likely I'll trigger the end of Act 3 fairly soon, and maybe that'll be where I'll stop for now. Chekhov's gun still in place. Maybe Chekhov's gun is waiting for Laura to realize she's in danger. I guess if at some point just Laura gets murdered, I'll reload the save and be like, maybe this young lady should be armed for her own protection. Gloria, you might actually be happy to hear. Even if it were true, darling, what would I care? Well, I thought you were concerned about your secret health issue. Can I rudely... Hold on. No. Anybody in here confessing to Polly? No. Well, head back upstairs. Now, as more murders occur, will I develop the ability to get a reaction out of people? Still just an empty closet. Hold on. Try another way to say that. I can't think of another way to say that. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I don't think it's something, but is this a... No. That's just a shadow on the wall, not a shadow of a corridor to the right. Probably I gotta find the key to this, although, maybe just at some point. Oh my goodness. Act 4. I do not like that Rudy has now entered Fifi's chambers. I guess I'll click through this to listen to it. Stop! Stop it! Leave me alone! Get out of my room, now! You'll regret that, you little vixen. I mean, Rudy is definitely my suspect number 1 right now. Look at Fifi. Fifi looks tired. She is resting in her bed. Okay, hold on. Let's duplicate my Act 3 note sheet to make an Act 4 note sheet. Delete everything. Gloria is still in billiard room. Celie's still at home. Rudy accosts Fifi in her room, leaves. Fifi accosted in her room by Rudy. And Dr. Wilbur, all caps, dead. Will we ever see Ethel alive again? I'm not confident. Did I just look at Fifi? She looks tired. She's resting in a bed. Is she willing to talk? Talk to Fifi. Please, mademoiselle, let me rest. Well, hold on a second. No, she's gone to sleep. Well, she's asleep. Maybe I can go in her walk-in closet. Or dressing chamber, or whatever this is. This is a small dressing room. You notice a pile of clothes on the floor. Search the clothes. You quickly look through the pile of clothes. You do not find anything of importance. So far, whatever. Look at the table. 2 glasses sit on the table near the cognac decanter. Look at the glasses. They are on the table near the cognac decanter. I bet this is locked. It is. Give it a good knock. Nobody's coming. Will I make my way in there, or will it be time gated? Who knows? It's possible that I'm missing out on, like, searching for some secrets, like hidden keys and stuff. Perhaps I should be tossing the Colonel's bedchambers. Well, hold on. Is Rudy the kind of fool that doesn't lock his suitcase? Look in Rudy. No, thank you. Look in the suitcase. They are locked. Okay, so they're all locked. Fine. I mean, that's fair. I would also lock my suitcase if a snoopy little journalist was going in everybody's rooms trying to toss their suitcase. What about here? Come on, surely someone has just unlocked their suitcase. They are locked. In fact, it's quite possible that's generic dialogue to indicate at all times the locking of a suitcase. Here's the Colonel smoking in his smoking jacket. I guess he always wears the smoking jacket so that he can always be in style for having a smoke. Tell Colonel about Wilbur. What are you trying to do? Get everyone upset around here, I say. Well, if you'll excuse me. Why is Laura French now? If you'll excuse me, Colonel. I think everybody should be at least a little bit upset. Is that a trunk in the back there? Mildly lit, conspicuously different from... Look at the trunk. See nothing special. Open the trunk. There's nothing of interest in the dresser. Okay. Look at chest. See nothing. Open the chest. No, it just thinks I'm talking about the dresser. Look in the armoire. There is nothing of interest in the armoire. Is it possible that Ethel is just peacefully drinking in her quarters? I mean, she might have been the one who bashed in the brains of the doctor, but I don't know of any motive she would have to do that. Then again, maybe that's the trick of the drunkenness. Hold on a sec. So Gloria is Rudy's sister. I mean, Rudy does seem to care about his sister, so there is perhaps a little bit of reason, even more reason to think that he had a specific motive to bash the brains of a... linen cabinet. There's nothing you need in there. Lillian has not come in. Ethel is not at home. And I assume her suitcase is still locked. It's locked. It does switch between plural and singular, depending on if you're in a room with multiple suitcases. But otherwise, it does seem like just a generic message that means, no, stop prying in everybody's suitcase, Laura. It's rude. And had I looked in Rudy's room? Yes. Perhaps Rudy went outside for a smoke. Getting a message? Worth checking if it's Danielle saying, "You're not still fucking streaming, are you?" No. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Where do I want to look right now? Chekhov chandelier. It will take a while to get the splinters out. Oh, Roberta. You know what? That's a good spot to stop. We have one murder committed. We have rising tensions among the people in the home. We've made a connection with Seeley. We've found some secrets, including the secret death chute. That it certainly does seem like, perhaps Dr. Wilbur went down that chute at this point. Maybe the secret to surviving the chute is wait until there have been enough murders. When there's 4 murders, it'll break Laura's fall. It wouldn't be Roberta's game if we didn't get an arbitrary instant death from that chandelier. Okay. I'm digging this so far. I'm excited for next time, which will be next Sunday. What else is on the agenda here? Well, the week's schedule is difficult for me to define because I know that my 2 regular weekly shows, which is on Wednesday, I usually play. We do a show called Greg and James Beat 'em Up. My buddy Greg comes over. We're trying to play all the beat 'em ups, at least so far, all the beat 'em ups through 1993. We're getting very close. But Greg is away this week, so none of that. Normally on Fridays, we play Frosthaven together. Me and Greg and our buddy Rich, and sometimes another person. Oh, I bet. Like in general, like it's kind of funny. When I hadn't thought about when I started streaming, the fact that a lot of times when you're doing a blind let's play playthrough of a game, it's going to appeal the most to people who already know it because they get to experience again. Okay, speaking of Danielle, hold on. Hang tight 1 second, gang, and I'll wrap up in a moment. Intermission. All right. Yes, I'm an experienced puzzle solver, so I was able to put together. I was like J testing. Bet that's a typo for interesting. But this one seems like a game that could be especially fun when you're familiar with it to watch someone who's not familiar with it play. Yeah. So anyway, no Friday Night Frosthaven and no Greg and James Beat 'em Up, but I'm on vacation, so I'm going to stream a bunch this week. I don't have a schedule for it yet because I got to talk to Danielle and find out what on earth we're doing. But here are the various things I'm thinking I want to do this week. And I'll hopefully put them on the schedule by the end of the evening. And I'll announce them in the Discord. We have a Discord if anyone wants to join. It's the invite link in the about. So this week, I want to do a check-in with Blueprints stream. I've been doing a bit of offline Blueprints playing since I reached the 46th chamber. But we're going to check back in. I'll tell everyone about the things I solved. Maybe I'll solve some new things. That'll be cool. I started playing Getsu Fumaden, a Konami action RPG for the Famicom that I'd never heard of before last Tuesday. I'm going to play another round of that this week. I would like to maybe play some more Adventures of Lolo this week. And I would like to, that's 3 things. Celeste 64, I'm going to check out this week. And the 5th thing I would like to do is hopefully one of these days in the evening, I had started playing a game called Fledgling Manor, which is a visual novel about a vampire reality show where the elder vampires make a bunch of people into vampires and then force them to compete in a show where most of them get killed just for the amusement of the elders. And it was pretty cool. And that was months ago and I haven't gone back to it, but I've been thinking to do it. So perhaps I'll do that. Then next Saturday, what I've been doing is playing Suikoden, or it's been a while, but as far as Sierra Adventure games go, I do want to get back to this. I had started playing the Leisure Suit Larry series with the gimmick of I'm playing it in full drag in a character as my drag persona, Jamie Rose. So Jamie has made it all the way to Leisure Suit Larry 2. She's pretty early in that. Early enough that it's okay that I haven't played for a couple months. Both I and the character can still remember what's going on because we haven't done enough yet. I would like to revisit that. I'm not sure if I'll do it next Saturday though, because I'm really into the to Suikoden and I'm really close to the end. But we'll see. And then before you know it, all that stuff will have passed. It'll be next Sunday, and we'll be here with Laura Bow playing the Colonel's Bequest, which is so far a really cool game. So hey, yeah, it's been pretty fun, and I with the drag stream gimmick, I've had more practice elsewhere doing my character since the last time I played Leisure Suit Larry. So maybe I'll be even more like in the zone for being funny, spontaneously. And I figured out a new setup for when I do the drag streaming so that I don't just have this little camera and it seems kind of silly that I took the time to get into full drag. So for the aesthetic joys of me as a beautiful girl, we'd have that for example, hey, it's me, Jamie Rose. Look at her. My goodness. Body, yaddy, yaddy. Okay. So, hey, if you stuck around to the end, thanks for sticking around to the end. And if you're just joining us, ribbons, and anyone else who might be watching but didn't follow, but why wouldn't you? Come on, this is fun. Thanks for sticking around to the end. If you came and you left, you can't hear my voice, but I'm glad you stopped by anyway. So thanks for stopping by. And until the next time, when we're doing our best to not get crushed by a falling chandelier, take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet.